fucking yuck.
Oof. She's bitching about the food at Chuck E. Cheese. That's like going to a whorehouse and complaining about the decor. You can find me on Etsy. I'd rather find you dead in a ditch. Horrific. What the fuck do you need to say that for?
#ish.
I'm your classic girl next door. If she lived next door to me, I'd fucking move. Teamwork makes the dream work. No, it doesn't. It takes exactly 1 second to get out of your mouth. You're not saving any time. You're not in a rush. Motherfucker. Bro, you good? Ugh. I don't like it. At all. Welcome to Jim Florentine, Everybody is Awful podcast. May 5th through the 8th, I'll be in Plano, Texas, House of Comedy. I'll be in Utica, New York, May 13, 14. Winchester, Virginia, May 2021. Who the fuck knows? I'm all over the place. Clearwater, Florida, Tampa, Orlando, Rochester, New York, Hartford, Connecticut. All dates are up on jimflorentine.com. Join my Patreon. You want 3 extra episodes a week. You'll get one Tuesday. You get one Wednesday and Thursday for as little as $5 a month. Go to patreon.com/JimFlorentine if you need any more of this bullshit. My new comedy special, Bite the Bullet, is on my YouTube page. What is it? Jim Florentine Comedy, youtube.com, whatever the fuck it is. Put some other content and stuff up there, so check out the YouTube channel. And I think that's it, right? Yeah, fuck it. What do we know? There's a lot of stuff out there that didn't happen. A lot of people making shit up. This week's going to be bad 80s songs. We haven't done one of them in a while. I could play some clips from the songs, I'm pretty sure, because I'm not posting a podcast on YouTube. That's when you get flagged on these clips. But I think with Spotify, I think the podcast, you'll be fine with it. But whatever, we'll see. Who the fuck knows? Just terrible, terrible songs that are played in the stores. This guy sent me an email. He's from Colombia. He moved to Colombia. He's like, they don't play any music in the stores over here. I wonder if their sales are down. You know, I wonder if they did it research and go, people in Colombia are in and out of the stores quicker. They don't linger because there's no songs playing, and that means they're buying less stuff. I bet you if they did research, it wouldn't make a fucking difference. And I bet you anybody, you know, this guy moved from America to Colombia. He's not going, hey, listen, could you know, this is weird without music in the store. I feel uncomfortable. I want to be in my own little personal space. Because that's what it is. The researchers have done that. They want to feel like you're in your own house, like you're in your own little personal place. There's nobody else around while you're shopping. And if they put that comfort food fucking bad 80s songs on, you're going to feel like, you know, you're in your own little world, and you'll shop and you'll stop and you'll look at things. How the fuck did they come up for that? Yeah, that's what I know when I'm alone in my house and I can do whatever the fuck I want. And then I know when I'm in the supermarket, I don't care what fucking music you put on. I know that I'm outside of my house walking in a supermarket and I see people I don't know. I can never not think of that. I go, no. Even though I'm walking through a fucking Wegmans supermarket, I'm like, holy shit, yeah. Wow. I just walked in my living room, even though I'm down the fucking snack aisle. Oh, yeah, there's my living room. Oh, let me go into the kitchen. We're down the fucking, you know, the frozen food aisle. Oh, yeah, it definitely feels like I'm home. Yeah, nobody's looking. Then why can't I just start jerking off in the aisle then if I feel like at home? Right? In my own little privacy. How is that gonna? Is it that? Does anyone have anxiety going food shopping? That they have to feel like at home, like they're under pressure. I get it if you're blocking an aisle and you're trying to grab something, or you feel people behind you because they want to get in there and get what you're getting. Yeah, okay, like, all right, give me a second. Let me just grab this shit. Let me get my fucking card out of the way. Okay, fine. But other than that, everybody's just kind of walking around fucking, you know, oh, look at this shit, look at this shit, look at this over here. Nobody's under pressure. Nobody has to feel like they fucking Are you buying such personal stuff that you don't want anyone to look? And if you are, just fucking grab it off the shelf quick. You drive by. I used to do that with condoms all the time, right? You don't want to be standing in the condom section. People are walking by. It's kind of awkward. So you just you walk by a couple times. You see which ones you like. You walk by real slow. And then when no one's around, you just take them off the shelf so you don't spend too much time in front of it. And then you bury it in your card under some other shit. Now you have to deal with it when you get to the register, when you're taking all your stuff out. Putting it on the counter, and you got the cashier looking at you weird. You're a white guy, why are you buying Magnum condoms? And you got to worry about the person behind you going, this fucking guy's buying condoms. So yeah, but other than that, who gives a fuck? You're not going to buy less food if there's music on in the store, and you're not going to buy more food. Nobody goes grocery shopping or goes in any kind of fucking business just to hear the music. Yeah, I'm going to go to the mall today. I'm going to go into the fucking Express store. Oh, really? What do you need? You need new clothes? No, I don't. I like the music they play in there. So I'm going to drive all the way to the mall, park fucking real far away because it's a Saturday, and then I'm just going to go hang out in the Express store. And as soon as I walk in, I'm going to get bombarded by one of the workers that, can I help you? Is there anything I can help you with? No. Yeah, I'm looking for clothes, motherfucker. Can I have a second? Can I have 1 second? I just want to look around. If I need your help, I know where you are. You're fucking lurking with your dumb fucking headset on. Who are you talking to on that headset? You got a little back room. Do you really need the headset to go, hey, listen, can you see if there's a fucking pair of 32 waist, 34 length, black jeans back there? There's none on the shelf out here. You couldn't just walk back there and tell the guy, or go look yourself? I gotta have my headset on. But nobody's gonna buy more shit because that music is on. Nobody cares. It's not gonna be awkward. There's silence in people's houses when they're home, right? They don't have music blaring. So why the fuck do you need that? We went by some store, me and my son, yesterday. It was blaring out of there, some fucking shit music. Cranked to like 10. I'm like, holy shit. Who the fuck wants that? You can't even think. But put the 80s goofy shit on and the silly stuff, and that's really going to help your business out. I'm sure business is going to pick up. I'm sure when you look at the books and you look at the month of March compared to the month of April, and March you did way better. In April, the sound system was busted in the store, so there was no music, and your sales down 30%? That mom that was shopping for new sneakers for a kid, you think she walked out of there because the fucking sound system was broke and went to another fucking, sporting goods store to get the sneakers for a kid? Or she just goes, she didn't even notice, and she bought the fucking sneakers. That's what they did. It's these same dummies that fucking, that program like rock, regular radio. They still play the same classic rock songs over and over again. Oh, these songs are familiar to people, so let's just keep playing them. And they wonder why no one's listening anymore. Listenership's down like 75% since, everybody can get shit music on their phone. They got Apple, they got Sirius XM, all that shit. Apple Music. They wonder why. Because people are like, holy shit, thank God I don't have to fucking be tortured with 3 classic rock songs and then 6 minutes of commercials, because we've got to make up for the commercials because no one's listening anymore. So we got to double a commercial load, and then we'll do 3 more songs, and then we'll go back into 4 minutes of commercials, come back out, 4 songs, back to 6 minutes of commercials. That's the same mentality of these people that need that music in the store. Customers really like it. No, they don't. I've been in a lot of stores with a lot of music on. I never heard anyone tell an employee, I really like the music you guys playing here. That's why I come here. You might be a little bit more expensive, but God damn it. What fucking songs you playing here? So, we'll get to that one in a second. Because I got sent this story a bunch of times from a bunch of different people about this woman making bullshit up from her son. It must have been, I don't know who the fuck. It must have went all over the place because this woman's got a little bit of everything in here. In this one. So he's funny. He's smart. He's also very caring. And she also wants to look for sympathy in there because the kid was sick at some point. So this has got everything fucking wrapped up in one. This woman's like, look, instead of putting 4 fake stories out there, let me just put one. And we'll just make it this one amazing story. So she writes, apparently my kid got in trouble today for, and then she puts in capital letters. I don't know why, because, I guess you want to let everyone know what a joke is. Apparently my kid got in trouble today for, and here's the capital letters, packing our toaster in his backpack and pulling it out at lunch to make Pop-Tarts for his class. I can't stop laughing. Then how'd you write it? How'd you write this if you can't stop laughing? When I'm laughing, I can't fucking type shit. If I can't stop laughing, there's no way I'm going to find a fucking, the key to make capital letters. I'm going to wait a second before I start posting this because let me calm down. So she's saying that the kid brought the toaster to the school. He must have plugged it in at lunchtime. I don't know where he must have, I don't know if this was, I guess it was in the lunchroom. He found an outlet and he plugged the toaster in and he was pulling out Pop-Tarts and he was going to put Pop-Tarts in there. So now I'm just curious because I think this is how it works, right? You're in class for 3 or 4 classes around 11:30 or noon. You have lunch. So you go down to the lunchroom, right? And you just bring your fucking lunch with you. You don't bring your backpack, right? Whatever the shit that, your books, you leave that in your classroom, probably your homeroom or whatever class you're in. So, okay, you bring your little fucking bag of lunch, right? So the kid took the toaster out and the Pop-Tarts and his bag of lunch and carried it to the lunchroom? You don't think anyone would have said something? You don't think the teacher would have saw that he's walking in with a toaster, coming out of class, she's walking him down or whatever the fuck it is, and he's got his toaster, Pop-Tarts, and his lunch, his bag of lunch. That sounds a little fucking weird. It really does. So he must have went in the lunchroom. He must have went in a corner where there's a plug, someone that's fucking, has to plug the vacuum in. Somewhere in a corner, there's obviously not plugs at the table at lunch where you could, a charger table like they do at the airport. So he must have went into some corner and plugged in the toaster and then opened the Pop-Tarts. There's a lot going on here. But she can't stop laughing, so she goes, now she has to explain why she has Pop-Tarts, because this is, Pop-Tarts aren't healthy at all. They're real like fucking junk food. So she has to explain why there were Pop-Tarts in the house, because what kind of mother would give her 13-year-old son, this kid's 13, and maybe she has other kids, Pop-Tarts. That's not healthy. So now she explains why. She goes, I bought those Pop-Tarts because our kitchen is being repaired and all our meals are coming from the microwave and the toaster at the moment. I guess he saw how many we had and figured we had plenty to share. And then she puts a smiley face. Because if someone's believing this, right, let's just say some mom's on the hook with this and believes this, and then she goes, and right, I guess he saw how many we had and figured we had plenty to share. And someone goes, oh, isn't that nice? How thoughtful. You didn't have to put the fucking smiley face there. All right, anyone that's buying this bullshit, everybody thinks the kid's thoughtful. You didn't have to put the fucking, the little laugh track there. That's what it is. We're going to tell you what you need, what kind of emotion you need to have here after I just wrote that line. So now she's saying how her kid is very thoughtful, right? Because he figured we had plenty to share. But there's even more thoughtfulness in the next one. This is where she gets a little bit of everything. She goes, he's 13, a man of few words, a bit of a prankster, very sweet. A few years ago, someone gave him $100 as a gift when he started cancer treatment. He asked to go buy Lego sets that he could give to other kids in the hospital. 5 years later, he's just as sweet and no signs of cancer. Okay. Horrific that the kid had cancer. And that's probably true because people that know her, this woman that wrote this, go, wait a minute, you never told me about it. So thank God, because that's probably the worst thing in the world. But let's move away from that for a second. So she's saying a few years ago, so maybe it was like 9 or 10, someone gave him $100 as a gift when he started cancer treatment. He has to go buy Lego sets that he could give to other kids in the hospital. So now she wants to say, my kid thinks of other people with the Pop-Tarts and then especially with the Lego sets he'd give to other kids in the hospital. How thoughtful is he? And the only reason he's that thoughtful is because he has a real thoughtful mom. And I have empathy and I like to help people too. And I just do good things out of the goodness of my heart. And the reason my kid does it is because of me. And then, of course, you're not gonna, she said the kid was sick at one time. He's cancer-free now, which is great, but he was sick at one time too. So she gets the sympathy there. She gets the funny kid. He brings the Pop-Tarts in, sets the toaster up. She can't stop laughing. And then she gets a little sympathy. She gets everything in this. And she has to explain why there's Pop-Tarts in the house because she don't want people to go, well, what are you feeding your kid Pop-Tarts for? That's really unhealthy. She covered her ass on that. But this is well thought out. This is really, really well thought out. I just want to know if that 13-year-old kid ever saw his mom's post. I go, Mom, why did you make up that whole story? Okay? Why? Why would you make up a story that I brought the toaster into school to make Pop-Tarts for kids? Just fucking sick. A real sickness. One more real quick. Mike sent this in. He goes, Jim, check out this asshole's reply after he got the news of the Giants coach, Joe Judge, getting fired, Mike in Illinois. So this the coach of the New York Giants in pro football got fired. This is from a couple months ago, obviously. So one of the guys from the NFL put out Giants fired Joe Judge, who was the coach of the New York Giants. And then this guy writes, I just smashed my TV in front of 30 guests at my party because of this move. My wife just took our crying kids and said they're all spending the week at a hotel. This team has ruined my life and my party. I can't handle this anymore. Goodbye, Giants. I am no longer a fan. Okay. You're still a fan. If you act that way and you're not passionate about your football team, that you say that you smashed the TV and all that shit, you're always going to be a fan. You can't fucking shake it. Second of all, this guy Joe Judge that was the coach was terrible. He's from Bill Belichick's fucking, he used to work under Bill Belichick. He's another dick that didn't win anything. Bill Belichick has the right to be a dick. Okay, so all these guys that come from Bill Belichick worked under him. They come there, they try to be like a dick and a hard ass. It doesn't work with the players. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. This guy was a special teams coach. And he had, I think he was only coached 2 years, I'm pretty sure. 2 terrible years. The Giants sucked both years. It wasn't like they were fucking, made the Super Bowl 2 years in a row and then they fired the coach. The guy was horrific. A terrible coach, no fucking personality, just a complete fucking dud. Probably in 2 years out of 32 games, they probably went like 10-22. And you're really smashing your TV in front of 30 guests? Are you? So everybody left the party? He put this out at 4:30 in the afternoon. So everybody left your party because you smashed the TV. It came on with all these people there. And you were so mad. And then your wife took the crying kids and staying in a hotel. I'm trying to look up at the date right now. January 11th, 2022. Okay, so that was a Tuesday. Okay, what party are you having with 30 guests in your house on a fucking Tuesday in the middle of the winter when there's school for your kids? Kids are back in school then, right? So you got your wife and kids. It was 4:30 in the afternoon. You were not having a party. Okay, your kids don't get out of school at 3 o'clock. Okay, at 4:30, you had 30 guests at your house for some party at 4:30 in the afternoon. If there's a kid's birthday during a week, 6 o'clock, you guys want to come over, we're going to have a little food and cake or whatever, like that. 5:30 is the earliest. Okay, you didn't have 30 people in your house at this time. Your wife didn't take the crying kids and they're spending a week at the hotel. She decided, I'm going to stay here a week. You just smashed the TV in front of 30 guests. I'm going to go to a hotel and we're going to stay there for a week. Why would this guy post this? For what reason? Zero reason to post that. You go, I can't believe they fired that coach. I like that guy. I didn't think he deserved to be fired. You got to make up this whole story. You broke your TV. Broke up the whole party. None of that happened. 0.0. Did you know Everybody Is Awful is sponsored by Manscaped? They're back. They were gone for a while. Listen, Father's Day is coming up, like June 18th, something like that, around there. You have no idea what you get your boyfriend, husband. You got Manscaped. They just sent me this whole package in the mail. This whole performance package, 4.0 by Manscaped. Inside the package, you're going to get the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Cop Reviver toner, and as a free gift, Performance boxer briefs and a travel bag to hold all the shit. The bag is fucking great. You get a pair of boxer briefs. I got those. And then the trimmer that they came out, this Lawnmower 4.0, is really good. I mean, it's a whole other level of the old one that they used to have a couple of years ago. Then you got this Weed Whacker thing, ear and nose hair trimmer, which is great. Got all this fucking hair sticking out of your nose, out of your ear, whatever this thing. It's got a little light on it too. It's perfect. The trimmer thing is perfect. The Lawnmower 4.0, their fourth generation trimmer is waterproof and features a cutting edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents and a LED spotlight for your most precise shave. The Weed Whacker is also waterproof and helps reduce nicks, snags, and tugs in those delicate nose holes. Their Crop Preserver ball deodorant and Crop Reviver ball toner will change the way you approach your hygiene routine. Your balls will thank you. Every guy always wanted a thank you from their balls, right? Thank you, balls. Well, your balls are going to thank you. Get 20% off free, 20% off plus free shipping with the code AWFUL at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com and use code AWFUL. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. There you go. That's the Father's Day present. I'm telling you, I'm a guy you fucking get the, like, look, all right, this is a great bag. I can bring my shit on the road. I can put some stuff in it, and you get all that stuff in there. That's all he needs for Father's Day. A card, yeah, I love you. You're the best husband, the best father, underline whatever fucking, father, and you're the best. You can underline that one too. Whatever you got to do in that fucking card, and you get him this. And there you go. And you get 20% off. Put the fucking promo code AWFUL in. It's beautiful. All right. Back to the bad 80s songs. Just, I don't know why. I mean, at some point, why won't they just switch up the music and play some different songs? Now, who sent this one in? Don sent this in. He goes, "Hey, Jim, I heard this awful and creepy song on a radio show. The radio show that was playing at the store. Rick James was 37 when he wrote it in 1984. I'm sure the coke impaired his lyric writing. So the song is Rick James 17. He's talking about a 17-year-old girl. And I don't remember this song, but I was just looking up the lyrics. I mean, the lyrics go, a little girl came up to me, acting young and shy. A look of curiosity was flashing in her eyes. She had seen my face before and thought she knew me well. So I said, shall we talk some more? You'll come to my hotel. She was only 17, but she was sexy. She was only 17. She said she loved me. I listened to this. How we talked all through the night and never even touched. Even talked of love and life. I wanted her that much. She said she read a magazine that said I was a freak. You'll never know now, little girl, unless you take a peek. Jesus. And I guess he gets tormented in the later song. He's like, she's only 17, the young girl, this sweet thing. I just can't wait. No, I mustn't do this. She's almost jailbait. Oof. Wow. I mean, it's great that no one in Rick's band said to him, when they're rehearsing this song, like, Rick, you sure you want to admit to a fucking felony in your next single? You know what I mean? You sure you want to keep playing this song live and people know these lyrics and singing along with them? I've heard of a written confession, not one that someone where they sing it. Look, even Bill Cosby would think this song is fucking creepy. Holy shit. I don't know that one. I just know the, Party All the Time. No, that was Eddie Murphy, but Rick James helped them with that song or whatever, but no reason for any of this shit. Next one is Peter sent this in. He goes, hey, Jim, here in New Zealand, we have an MTV Best of the 80s channel set on our television. Just watching this for a few hours could provide your podcast with enough 80s shit to last a decades ahead. One cringe song in particular which came on this garbage is Ryan Paris, Dolce Vita, So Bad. So I didn't ever heard of this guy. I guess he's, some pop star in New Zealand from the 80s. Ryan Paris. Like, this song never made the charts in America, so I never heard it until Pete had sent it to me. But, goddamn. I guess this guy was an Italian singer. But here's a clip of what he's talking about. I mean, this is like, here we go.
We are walking like in a Dolce Vita. This time we got it right. We're living like in a Dolce Vita. Gonna dream tonight. We're dancing like in a Dolce Vita. With lights and music on. Our love is made in the Dolce Vita.
Oof. Wow. Maybe that's why New Zealand's been on lockdown since fucking day one. I don't know if the country still is, but they were pretty strict about that. Just fucking lock everybody up. So put this guy on lockdown. I don't know if he's still alive. So he can't leave the house to go to a recording studio or come up with other fucking shit. I mean, that's like I thought it was just America where all these fucking shitty songs are coming from. At least we know New Zealand was doing this shit too. You know, that band Aha was from Norway. So that Take On Me, that fucking awful song. Falco was from Germany. Loverboy was from Canada. Duran Duran from England. So really the whole fucking world has to take blame in this shit. It's just weird. Like the most interesting thing about the email from Pete is that MTV actually plays music in New Zealand. One of the best movies ever. I've mentioned it a bunch of times. Once Were Warriors, a movie from New Zealand. Fucking phenomenal. Came out in 1994. In my top 5 best films of all time. But this hurts. I just thought of great things about New Zealand. I know fucking, Phil Rudd from AC/DC lived there a long time. That's when he had the drummer, he had a problem, hiring hookers and didn't want to pay the pimp and then wanted to get someone to kill the pimp. All that shit from New Zealand. But goddamn, Ryan Paris. Oof. But it's not just that country. It's everywhere. I want to know. I wonder if they play, if they play the shitty songs in the stores over there. Dwayne said this, and he goes, Jim, I was in a local sub shop and heard Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now by Starship, followed by Madonna, Material Girl. I'm impressed that you were able to hang in there long enough to hear the Madonna song. I would have canceled my order and been out of there before that second verse of Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now. It's ironic that like Starship called the song Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now. Because writing shit songs like that, and I Built This City, stopped them from having more hits. Like after that, they were fucking done. Look, maybe they're geniuses, and I never looked at it this way. Maybe they don't want people loitering in the store. So playing these shitty songs is going to make them leave as quick as possible. They don't want them sitting there and eating. They'd rather them just take it to go and eat it at home. They don't want to have to clean off the tables and all that other shit by people, eating in the store. So maybe that's the theory. I doubt it. People are always just talking about how Madonna's got all this plastic surgery now. Maybe she's trying to change her appearance so people won't know it's her who did all those fucking bad songs. Material Girl's kind of silly. I mean, she had some hits. She definitely did. Some of the shit stands the test of time, but some of the stuff is just terrible. But, you don't want to hear Material Girl when you're ordering a fucking sub. You really don't. That's not the time and place for that fucking song. I don't know where it is. Where is that time and place? But it ain't in that fucking sub shop. It's not in that sub shop. Now, I know I covered this song before. Jeff sent this in. He goes, Jim, I don't know if you covered this awful 80s songs. The Beach Boys made shitty music when Brian Wilson wasn't in the band. That song, Kokomo, everybody knows that god-awful song. I guess that song was in the Tom Cruise movie Cocktail. So it's a shitty song made for a shitty movie. I'm tired of people saying that Cocktail was a good movie. It's a classic. It's not. okay? It doesn't stand the test of time. You know, just like when Zeppelin broke up, when John Bonham died, the drummer, they never fucking, they broke up the band, that was it. The Beach Boys should have broken up when that guy Brian Wilson left. Not every fucking band's got to last 60 years. It's okay to call it quits before things start getting embarrassing. Especially when you call the Beach Boys. Most of these guys are dead, but the ones who aren't dead are 80 years old now. All right, they haven't been boys in 65 years. Enough with the fucking Beach Boys. And the video for this song, Kokomo, John Stamos is playing drums for the band. You know it's time to break up when someone from Full House is in your band. Yeah, is fucking Urkel playing the bass for them now? Some of my family members just went to saw the Beach Boys a few weeks ago. I'm going to ask them what people did when they played Kokomo. Everyone got out. Did you wear your Hawaiian shirts? I wonder if everyone wears like their bad Hawaiian shirts the Beach Boys shows. Yeah, come on, it's the Beach Boys. Never a Beach Boys fan. My dad always got me in this older 50s and some 60s music. Beach Boys never did it for me. Nothing there. But when, whatever, they put out the classic songs of the 60s, 70s, but by the time they got the 80s and they start doing fucking Kokomo, I mean, come on. Okay, Shiloh sent this in. She goes, Jim, I've been working nonstop lately, and on my way back at 7 a.m. this morning, tired as a zombie. I stopped in a Cumberland Farms convenience store, that's like a 7-Eleven, to grab a Red Bull so I don't fall asleep behind the wheel. And they're blaring this god-awful 80s song, Can't Stop, by After 7. I almost vomited. Why? Just why? Do I need to be subjected to this type of torture? The only time that song should be ever played is in Gitmo while terrorists are being waterboarded. It's beautiful. Now, I had to look this song up because I never heard of After 7 or Can't Stop. But holy shit. Listen to this shit. Now, picture 7 a.m. I used to do that route. I used to cut lawns. I was a fucking landscaper. You have to be at the boss's house at like fucking, 10 to 7. And then we'll stop off at the local 7-Eleven. It's 7 a.m. You're fucking miserable. You're hungover. You don't like your job. You're just like, God damn it. And you got a full day ahead of you of all this work. A terrible time. And you're just waiting. I just need some fucking coffee and wake the fuck up so I could start this shitty day. And then you got to come in that store and hear this fucking song. Sounds like the fucking Backstreet Boys or NSYNC or whatever that shit is. 7 a.m. "7 a.m. You're trying to get coffee and this is what you're hearing. This is what you do. You're waiting online. You're a Red Bull, whatever. You're just trying to wake the fuck up. You're going to work. You're not in a good mood at 7 a.m. Nobody is. Stopping at a shitty convenience store. And this is what you're subjected to. I wonder if Shiloh bought extra stuff because this song was on, because that's the theory. You'll spend more time in there. You were going in there for a Red Bull. Did you get some beef jerky? Did you pick up some Cliff Bars too? Did you go, oh man, this fucking song's so good. I'm going to get a couple bottled waters. Did you do that? You go, hey, I want to get some popcorn for fucking lunch. I'm going to get this bag of popcorn. I like this brand. I can't believe they sell it here. Man, I can't believe I'm fucking shopping here. I'm going to be late for work, but the fucking music is so good. I can't stop. 7 in the morning, they're playing this shit. And I feel bad for that. Imagine what the cashier, imagine the people, that person that works in that store has to listen to the shit. There's no way they can drown that out every day. How do they do that? That would just make my skin crawl. That'd be worse than solitary confinement. I'd rather sit alone. Give me 30 days in the hole. I want complete silence. Now you want to torture me. Play this shit as I'm sitting in fucking solitary confinement. Steve sent this in. He goes, Jim, I was recently in the local grocery store, Kroger's. We all get it with the stores playing music, but this particular day they were blasting the music and had to make the shit worse. Sometimes it's really loud, too. Like if it's just barely in the background, it's bearable. But when they get a blasting, like he says they were, he goes, it was One Way or Another by Blondie. I'm not a fan of the song, and I think it would be a good candidate for awful 80s songs. While shopping podcast. The video clip, okay, no, he said something. I didn't get the video clip. But blaring One Way or Another by Blondie. And it's super loud. You're trying to focus. You didn't write a list. So you're trying to remember everything that you need. You're picturing what's in your refrigerator, what you're fucking out of. There was something the other day, you were like, shit, we need more of this. You know what I mean? I got to make sure I get it at the store. And now you're at the store, you're like, oh shit, what was that? I remember I was saying, I got to remember to get more of this. And you got that fucking song blasting away. Okay? Lower the fucking music. I don't want to have to shout over, Rock Me Amadeus while I'm ordering cold cuts at the fucking deli counter. I don't know. I guess if you're a mom shopping for groceries, you actually like shitty 80s music. You might like that they're playing it loud in the store. That way you can, fantasize and pretend it's 1986. You're back in a club, drinking Alabama Slammers, giving a hand job, in the bathroom for some Coke. But eventually, you got to wake up, buy the rest of your fucking groceries, and get back to your boring life. All right? One Way or Another, it's not a great song, but at least it had some guitar in it. And Debbie Harry was pretty hot back in the day, so I'm not going to put it in the same category as some shit like, Everybody Wang Chung Tonight. What? Everybody do what tonight? Everybody Wang Chung Tonight? You sure about that? Can't we just do something else? What does that mean, that we have to Wang Chung tonight? Jackie sent this in. Jim heard this in a store. Horrific. And don't tell me this isn't the best 80s video of all time. It's just, the same shitty, video. They got a hot chick in there. It's one of those just typical 80s by the number videos, a song with a lot of shitty synthesizers, musicians dressed in horrible 80s fashion, trying to look like Michael Jackson. Terrible acting while they lip sync the awful song. But every 80s music video was like that. If you think about it, right? They write some bullshit plot, hire a bunch of hot chicks to dance around, and the coked out musicians just walk around the set like nobody told them what the fuck's supposed to be going on in the video. Oh yeah, this makes sense. Yeah, just go look at the wall and she's going to walk by you and, maybe take that fucking art painting and you're just going to let her walk away with it. What does that mean? I don't know. It's symbolic. Symbolic of what? But Shalimar, Dancing in the Sheets is the song. Shalimar, Dancing in the Sheets.
The saga continues.
Let's see this. I know this one.
How can you hide it? Hey, don't you wanna hit the floor?
This is gonna make you buy more shit. It really will. You know. Wife's gonna come home. She spent way more on groceries. The husband starts yelling at, what the fuck? We're on a budget. I know, but Dancing in the Sheets was on. It brought me back to when I was 17. I was living in the 80s. It was just such a great song. I just kept buying shit. Look, I don't know anyone who wants to dance in the sheets. If you're going to be in the sheets with somebody, you're probably going to want to fuck, not dance. Fucking yuck. Oof. She's bitching about the food at Chuck E. Cheese. That's like going to a whorehouse and complaining about the decor. You can find me on Etsy. I'd rather find you dead in a ditch. Horrific. What the fuck do you need to say that for? Hashtag ish. I'm your classic girl next door. If she lived next door to me, I'd fucking move. Teamwork makes the dream work. No, it doesn't. It takes exactly 1 second to get out of your mouth. You're not saving any time. You're not in a rush. Motherfucker. Bro, you good? Ugh. I don't like it. At all. Welcome to the Jim Florentine Everybody is Awful podcast. ComedyMetalMidgets@gmail.com is the email to send if you see any shit out there. If you're a gambler, you want to join DraftKings, go to download the DraftKings app, put promo code AWFUL in, and you'll get some amazing deals. If you feel like gambling this year, football, college football, whatever the fuck it is, download the DraftKings app and put the promo code AWFUL in there. The new Terrorizing Telemarketers Volume 7 album is coming out Friday, September 16th. If you guys could pre-order it or buy it or whatever, listen that day, it will help get the fucking album, the number one. I would appreciate it. I'm going to play a brand new call at the end of the show today. So this is one that's not released yet. It will be on the album that comes out on Friday. You guys are going to hear this like 5 days before. So we'll do that at the end of the podcast, a little fucking preview of what's coming out. But if you guys could support on this, I'd appreciate it. And what else? You want to join Patreon, you get 3 extra podcasts a week. As little as $5 a month, go to patreon.com/Jim Florentine. And tour dates, September 22nd, I'll be at Flappers Comedy Club in Burbank, California. I'm only doing like 20 minutes on that show. I'm opening for the comedian or the TV guy, Adam Conover is his name. He's on, I forget what it, Adam Ruins Everything is the show. So I'm opening for, so I'm not doing a full 45-minute set. So if you're out there, you know, that's what it's going to be. September 24th, Tiff's in Morris Plains, New Jersey, Don Jameson, Natalie Cuomo on that show. September 30th, October 1st, I'll be at the Kenosha Comedy Club, Kenosha, Wisconsin. Funny Stop, Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio, October 6th through the 8th. October 14th, 15th, I'll be back in Omaha, Nebraska at the Funny Bone. October 19th, I'll be at the Funny Bone in Albany, New York. October 20th, I'll be at the Funny Bone in Syracuse, New York. October 27th, Laughing Skull Lounge, Atlanta, Georgia. And then I'll be in Nashville that weekend also at a place called Wind Down, October 28, 29 with Don Jameson. And November 4, 5, Hyenas Comedy Club, Fort Worth, Texas. All dates are up on my website, jimflorentine.com. Today's podcast will be awful 80s music. I haven't done one of them in a while. Please send in more if you hear it because I'm running low on bad 80s songs that you hear in stores. I just want to get to a couple of never happened and some stupid stories, some stupid inspirational quotes before we get into the songs. It's getting to the point where I've covered pretty much every fucking bad 80s music song. You know, that's like how many times can you go back to the well on that shit? But still, just that it annoys people is great. Like I know coming up, I know there was an email someone sent in. I think he lives in Colombia. And he said in the stores in Colombia, he's an American living down there. He said they don't play any music in the stores. It's completely fucking silent. How great is that? You know America eventually at some point is going to fucking go, nah, you got to do it this way. This is what we do in America. But right now, he said it's silent in the fucking stores. And I don't think sales are down. I don't know. I mean, you know, I didn't see any fucking articles about that. Like, people aren't going to ordering everything off of Amazon because they don't hear any music when they walk into the store. That's going to make you buy more stuff. If you feel comfortable, that's going to make you, I know the whole theory is you feel like you're in the privacy of your own home. Then why don't you walk around naked then? Why don't you have your dick out? Why don't you be stroking your dick as you're walking down the fucking cereal aisle then? If that really can make you feel like you're at home. Huh? It makes you feel like you got your own privacy if you got comfort songs on that you know. Who the fuck came up with that study? Who did? All right, I've never worked in retail, but I know exactly what works. Okay, if you see somebody walking around, you know what I mean, they can't find, hey, if you need anything, just let me know. That's all you got to say. You don't need any fucking music. You don't need anyone pounding you as soon as you're walking. Hi, welcome to fucking, the Gap. Can I help you look for something? No, I know. I'm looking for pants. I see them right over there. I could fucking see. Yeah, I'm just trying to pick up a fucking long sleeve shirt. They're right over there in the corner. I'll let you know if I need any help. You don't need any of that shit. Did you find everything you're looking for? No. No, I didn't. What are you going to do about it? You're already at the register. You're going to stop fucking ringing me up because I couldn't find the fucking eggs? Oh, yeah, hold on. Let me go get them. The dumbest shit ever. Just leave people alone. They know where to find you. Just fucking hang out. Hey, if you need anything, I'll be right over here. That's all. Perfect. Thank you. Appreciate it. And then you can't find your fucking size. Maybe you're thinking maybe it's in the back. Can you go check? Then you go over to the guy. That's all you need. People just want to be fucking left alone when they go in the store. That's it. I don't give a fuck what studies they did. You don't need any music. You don't need any of that shit. You have someone hanging around on the floor, fucking, and you see a guy walking around and he looks lost. Hey, if you need any help, just let me know. That's all you have to do. And when that person needs help, they'll go over to them and they'll fucking help them out. Other than that, that's it. There's your fucking study. No, just the music, it just, it adds some atmosphere. It does not add atmosphere. I'm just going to buy some shit to put on the grill. I don't need any fucking atmosphere. I'm walking right to where the fucking hamburgers, the buns, and everything else is, and then I'm out of the store. I don't need any fucking atmosphere. I didn't go shopping for the atmosphere. I don't hang out in a store just so I can hear music. Nobody does that. Nobody goes, I'm going to go to the CVS. Oh, what do you need? I don't need anything. I just say they play great songs in there, so I'm going to hang out in there for about a half hour. I'm going to bring my own fucking lounge chair and just sit in an aisle because they play great songs. Nobody, and I mean nobody, gives a fuck about the music in a store. Just stop it. If you have a store, stop. Elizabeth sent this in. She's like, Jim, I found this horrific inspirational quote under a Facebook profile. Under the profile, it says, this woman's profile, life is short, love truly, laugh uncontrollably, and never regret anything that made you smile. Really? Laugh uncontrollably? What if something's not funny? I just got a fake laugh? Right? When you're stoned or whatever like that and you're just laughing at stupid shit and you're laughing uncontrollably, okay, yeah, that's fine. But what if I just find it kind of amusing? I got to laugh uncontrollably. If I'm watching a movie, I got to fucking put it on pause because I don't want to miss the next dialogue according to this woman. Life is short. What do you mean? What do you mean it's short? Didn't the fucking queen just die? What was she, 96? That's not light. That's not short. That's a pretty good fucking life, 96. How is that short? Ozzy Osbourne just did the halftime show, the first NFL game. He's 73. That's pretty good, right? And so is his life short? How the fuck do you know it's short? Love truly. What if the guy doesn't love you back? What if your husband falls out of love with you? What do? You still love Truly, even though he doesn't? What if he wants a divorce? You're still going to love him? What if you get divorced and, your kid's having a soccer game and he brings a girl half his age to the soccer game. He's dating her now. Are you still going to love him truly? Or are you going to be a little annoyed? But just asking, because you wrote this, not me. Never regret anything that made you smile. Really? So if I see somebody fall and I smiled, I shouldn't regret that when I probably shouldn't have fucking laughed at that. No? I'm supposed to just never regret that. Something I laughed at that was so inappropriate that I probably look back, man, I shouldn't have laughed at that person's face. Some kid that's stuttering and I laughed in his face because I couldn't help it because it sounded so funny. I don't regret that. I hurt the kid's feelings. I feel bad. I go, dude, I'm sorry. I've just fucking had too many drinks. I shouldn't have done that. Really? Don't regret that either. Just, hey, whatever, too fucking bad. Fix that stutter, motherfucker. Sorry. Some old lady fell down the fucking stairs, but she's all right, but you laughed because she was fucking rolling down the stairs. That's okay too? Maybe she broke her hip. But I laughed, but I'm not going to regret it. Even though I shouldn't have, but it just, I don't know, it was so shocking that the first reaction was to laugh. That's okay? Because according to you, never regret anything that made you smile. Not even laugh, just smile. Okay. Right, someone's walking by and you're with your friends and you're going to make fun of them, you're going to comment on them. They got some kind of, I don't know, deformity and you're going to go, look, fucking guy's got a half an arm. I guess he can only jerk off with one hand. And you smiled at that. Not going to regret that guy. The guy, and then he comes up, yeah, I was in the war. I lost my fucking arm, fighting over in Afghanistan. So I shouldn't regret that either. I shouldn't have fucking laughed at that. According to you. According to you, I'm supposed to just fucking don't ever regret it. Laugh uncontrollably. All right, one more and we'll get to the bad 80s songs. Like I said, I probably covered every one of them, but still, it's always fun to just fucking rip these dumb songs apart. So, when these people overshare what's going on in their life? This woman posted this big thing in a Facebook group about her husband. It's probably not a good idea. You want to talk to your friends, you're having some issues in your marriage. Maybe you call them up, go, this is what happened, what do you think? But for everybody to know this guy's business and just call him out. So listen to this. She has to start off that her husband's amazing. He's unbelievable. He's incredible. Because she knows it's going to get back to him. So she has to put in some really nice stuff in there first, even though she's disappointed about what he did. But she wants to set up a half a paragraph for what an amazing person he is. If he was that amazing, he wouldn't have done what he did, which I'll get to. She goes, I want to start by saying my husband is an incredible man. He treats me like a queen. He's the greatest father ever. He works a back-breaking job to provide for us and comes home and fully helps and supports me in the house and children duties. Our sex life is very healthy, very in capital letters, where it's daily, sometimes more than once a day. Does everybody need to know that? People that are just kind of fringe friends with you, do they really need to know that? Does everybody go, oh, wow, yeah, I was curious about what their sex life is like. I know these people because their kids are friends with my kids, and we just kind of, hang out here and there, and we talk and let the kids play. I don't really know. I don't need to know how many times they fuck. But this woman's got to put it out there. Sometimes even more than once a day. She goes, we rarely to never fight, and we speak the same love languages. Ugh. We speak the same love languages. I'd rather speak racial slurs in the middle of Harlem than speak the same love languages. I don't even know what a fucking love language is. Where did that come from? What's your love language? Do you have a love language? Are ours compatible? Ugh. Fucking terrible. What fucking dumb romantic comedy or some fucking goofy place did you get this from? What's your love language? I've seen that on the dating sites when we've gone over them about my love language. How about fuck off? That's my love language. She continues, I can't begin to describe just how much this man's world revolves around me and our children. We also have a 100% open phone policy between us both. And it just happened naturally, not because we were being controlling or anything. Oh, yeah, really? Yeah, okay. Yeah, nothing to do with that. We have location apps on our phone for safety reasons because I have a brain injury that can make me forget locations. I know for at least so far in our time together, there has been no infidelity for certain. Here is my dilemma. I went out of town for a couple of weeks visiting family months ago. I discovered today that while I was gone, he downloaded an anonymous sex and chatting app. After approaching him about this, he stated that he watched some porn, which I don't mind at all, and got onto one of those sex video chat roulette websites where he masturbated while on camera for any strangers watching. He states he never created an account on that app, deleted it the same night, and claims he never chatted or spoke to anyone on any sites or apps either. We always swore to each other that each other's bodies belong to our spouse and are for our eyes only. He broke this trust with me. He hid what he did from me too. He's hid things in the past like his drinking, as he used to be an alcoholic. We still have the rare struggles with that too, but he only hides things he feels ashamed of or things he thinks I'd be disappointed in. He can't stand to disappoint me. It's just the occasional drink in the garage hiding or the sexual things he thinks I would look at him negatively for. What are your thoughts? Am I going to be an idiot fool that believes in what he's saying and then come back onto this group 1 year from now crying because he cheated? Is this normal behavior? My mind is going a million miles a minute, and I would love some input from you guys. Thank you. Was that necessary? Was that really necessary? You built the guy up that he's the greatest guy in the world, the best father ever, takes care of you guys, does everything. You fuck once, sometimes even twice a day. You can look through each other's phones. You have all of this stuff. You set him up like this guy's the fucking hero. And then he jerked off on some sex app. And you also revealed that he used to be an alcoholic and he has a drinking problem. And sometimes he drinks in the garage. You're a fucking wonderful wife. Wonderful wife to put all that shit out there. You couldn't talk about in private. Couldn't talk to your family, your friends about this. Let me put it in a Facebook group and see what you guys think. My mind is going a million miles a minute. Really, with that brain injury? Still going a million miles a minute? You don't have a brain injury, by the way. You're fucking lying. Okay, that's one little sympathy I feel for you. I got location app. That's how she sold it. Hey, let's have location apps on our phone open so we know where we are all the time. I have a brain injury, so sometimes I might get lost, and I have no idea where I am, so you're going to have to come and get me. But meanwhile, she's just monitoring where he's going, and she didn't want to do it that way, so she made up, maybe she got hit in the head once, she got in a car accident. Yeah, you got a concussion. You fucking get over it, like football players. Get 7 to 10 in their career, and they're still fucking fine. Put all that stuff out there. Why don't you just say this as a small dick, and he comes quick, too? Why don't you throw that in there, too? You might as well. You told him that he fucking jerked off in front of strangers, this thing, and he, betrayed your trust. And then also, he's an alcoholic and he still hides fucking booze and he drinks in the garage to hide it. Now, you're a great wife. You're amazing. Now, he's not going to feel like a piece of shit. That's fine. The guy made a mistake. He was lonely. You were gone for 2 weeks. But that's all right. Put it out there. Why not? All right. Awful 80's music. Lisa, who says she's my biggest fan in Delaware. She likes when I mention her name, but then she'll also say, Jim, whatever. It's all good. I know I should be doing more shows in Delaware. I did one, but she still didn't come to it. She said it was too far, but whatever. Sometimes you got to drive to go see a show. That's all I'm saying. You live in Wilmington, Delaware. There's not a lot of fucking venues there. There might be one, but it's very complicated. I can't just call a venue up and go, hey, I want to perform there. They go, okay, here's a guarantee. And what else do you need? You need a hotel, you need a fucking limo, whatever you need. It doesn't work that way. But anyway, I appreciate her being a fan. And she wanted me to do the Awfuls 80s music. And I was like, you know what? She's right. I haven't done one in a while. So she's like, Dear Jim, I heard these songs at the ShopRite in Newark, Delaware today. Yeah. Too Shy by Kaja Gugu. How the fuck do I know that? Why would I remember that? I mean, just that fucking came to me right away that I still remember Kaja Gugu, Too Shy. That's embarrassing. Like, I shouldn't know that. I mean, I had to play those songs when I was a DJ back in the day. I had to have fucking, that shit because people wanted to hear it. So I had to kind of keep up what was going on. And it was a big video on MTV. Some dude had fucking awful, like, blonde, goofy hair or something shaved on the sides, if I'm not mistaken. Which, another thing, I should not remember that either. Modern Love, that's from, David Bowie, right? I think. Yeah. What's Love Got to Do with it, Tina Turner? Right. I mean, the movie was good. I don't hear that song that much. And Send Me an Angel, that was from fucking, I can't remember that one. I know that one. And My House, that was that stupid band from England. So just in one shopping experience, Too Shy, Modern Love, What's Love Got to Do with Send Me an Angel, and My House. All fucking horrific 80s songs that were playing in there when she went to go shopping. Man, I've said it before, but how bad do you feel for these workers that got to hear this shit every day, over and over again? Like the same fucking 80s songs. They got the 80s channel probably on from Sirius XM. No commercials, just play 80s songs. How fucking annoyed must these people be? How can they block that out? That's a study they should do. Forget about, they need the music so you feel comfortable and you're in privacy at home. Do a fucking study on how these employees listen to this fucking bullshit every day and still are motivated to go to their job in the morning. Mark sent this in. He goes, Jim, I went to pick up a prescription at CVS, and another pathetic, corny song was playing as soon as I walked in. It's not from the 80s, but it's pure torture. This One Is for the Girls is the song. Not sure who it is by, but I don't give a fuck. He goes, I'm burnt out from work, worrying about my job, the economy, the corona lockdown. So this one is from... Oh, so he goes, as soon as I got in my car, I jammed the new AC/DC album. So this one is for the girls. I don't know the song, and I don't give a fuck who sang it, but because he brought it up, I had to find out. It's Martina McBride sings this song. This one is for the girls. Imagine her live doing it. This one, like the Beyonce, this one's for the ladies. It just sing all the single ladies. And this one's for the girls. I hope the prescription Mark was picking up at the CVS was for Xanax so he could fucking calm down. This one's for the girls. If that song is for the girls, then why the fuck did Mark have to listen to it in the CVS? Right? They should only play that song in, only where chicks go. Like a nail salon or one of those, Curves gyms or a fucking yoga place. Put it in there. And the song was released in 2003. So it's not even an 80s song. So there's even bad songs after 1989. But yeah, I heard a little of it. I was like, fuck, this is horrific. But I'm sure live, Martina McBride, or whatever the fuck she is, you know, yes, this one's for the girl. This is our song. You know, a pack of them go to the concert. Yeah, she's going to play it. They'll make sure you're not at the bathroom or getting a drink because, you know, she's going to play This One's for the Girls. She'll probably play it later in the show because it's a big hit for her. And we'll all sing it. And maybe make sure you get your camera out. We got to film it. Got to let everyone know where we are. We're having fun. We're having so much fun at this concert until the concert's over and my buzzer's wearing off and you're stuck in traffic and it takes you 30 minutes to get out of the fucking place. Why don't you film that? Put your fucking phone up in the air and film that. Fucking 5 cranky cunts in the car waiting in 30 minutes to get out of the parking lot. They got to get up early for work because it was on a Wednesday night and they're miserable because they thought they'd be home by midnight but not going to go home till 1 in the morning and they have to get up at 6. Okay, film that. How come we don't see that? I'd rather see that than fucking bitching and going crazy. And there's just complete silence in the car because they're so fucking miserable. They thought they'd get home at a certain hour. Now it's going to be an hour and a half later. Film that. But no, you won't do that. We'll put the little fun you had while Martina McBride was on for an hour. Yeah, let's show this. This is fun. We're having fun. I hope everybody that sees this gets a little jealous. I paid for a concert ticket and we're with the ladies. We didn't really like the margaritas though. We thought we were gonna get, you know, an appletini at the concert, but and this cheap wine. It was like, you know, it's like, come on, you don't have any better wine than Sutter Home? I don't drink that stuff. I've said it before. If you go to a concert, don't drink mixed drinks. They give it to you like almost like a shot glass, a little fucking plastic cup. You're going back and forth getting more drinks. Just drink beer. Okay, even if you don't rarely drink beer, just fucking get a nice big beer and get to your fucking seat and enjoy the concert. Get a 20-ounce beer. Get your fucking stupid pale ale if you want. Your fucking, or you're just a regular beer. Did I got a craft beer little stand? Because I don't want to drink Coors Light or Budweiser or Corona in a can. I want, you know, I like an IPA. Is it, where are the IPAs at? My nephew brought over a fucking pale ale the other day, and it's still in my refrigerator. I'm like, make sure you finish that shit up. There's still 2 in there. I got it out of my house as soon as possible. As soon as he left, I fucking threw it in the fucking, in the garbage. I'd rather them find kiddie porn in my house than a fucking pale ale. Jason's like, Jim, one of the worst songs I've ever heard, and I hear it constantly in a song, is Tenderness by General Public. You know, I had to go look at the video. I remember that song from the 80s. Like, just when you think the song can't get any worse, you see the music video of it, and now you're fucking angry. You're just angry because you had to watch it and listen to that shit at the same time. You know, before I started this podcast, I thought there was like only a couple hundred shitty songs in the 80s, but since people start sending me songs like this, I realized that there are thousands. I thought I covered them all. I don't think I ever covered Tenderness by General Public. And in the video, the duo, which I guess is a duo singing back and forth, it's both a black guy and a white guy. Which is good. So no matter what color you are, you can't be called racist for hating this song. I guarantee you, like, this song is so fucking bad that Phil Collins would have refused to cover it. He's like, if someone wrote this song, hey, what do you think for your solo career? You know, he brings in some outside writers. This is, that song sucks. Even Phil Collins would say that song sucks. Chuck sent this in. He goes, Jim, I walked into a Publix after a 12-hour day and heard this Eye in the Sky song. Brutal. This song is by the Alan Parsons Project. It came out in 1982. So this is the 40th anniversary of this song being fucking terrible. I guess the guy, Alan Parsons, I remember him back in the day. Probably he had some hits here and there. But I don't know who I'm more pissed off at, like Alan Parsons, yeah, for making this fucking song, or the people who bought this record and made it a hit. Do you realize, like, if people would have just ignored this song in 1982, we wouldn't have to hear it while we're shopping in a fucking grocery store in 2022? I don't know anyone. I know a lot of people that love music. I don't know one person goes, Alan Parsons Project. I went to go see him. I love them. I've never heard of anyone liking this fucking band. Why would somebody like this song, or why would fucking Publix play it? Matt sent this one in. He goes, Jim, I went to the grocery store Saturday morning and I walked in and like a slap in the face, I hear Rhythm Nation by Janet Jackson blasting through the store speakers. I couldn't believe how loud it was playing. Why would anyone want to hear this song while grocery shopping? I kept waiting for the store employees to come out and start dancing like backup dancers. Matt. I like how he's like, I walked in and like a slap in the face, I hear Rhythm Nation blasted through the store speakers. I bet Matt would have rather had an actual slap in the face. Because at least then after it fucking stings a little bit, he could just do his shopping in peace. But that's good that the volume of the song was playing, was so loud it could be a club on a Saturday night, buying your fucking groceries on a Saturday morning, you got to hear this the Rhythm Nation cranked. No reason to play any fucking goofy music that loud in a store. You don't want to strain your voice trying to order half a pound of fucking roast beef at the deli counter, because what's that? Yeah, this fucking song is blasting. Half a pound of fucking roast beef, cocksucker. Listen, if they're going to play Janet Jackson songs that loud, they should at least make any woman shopping in a store expose one of her tits. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. Jeff sent this in. Jim, I can't remember if you covered this already, but David Bowie's Let's Dance has to be one of the dumbest songs ever written. Stevie Ray Vaughan played on it, but it still sucks. I didn't know Stevie Ray Vaughan played on it. Who would have thought that plane crash would have been the second worst thing to happen to Stevie Ray Vaughan? Seriously. You played on Let's Dance? It always sucks when a big musician is like part of a shitty song. That's like if Lemmy played bass on Mambo No. 5. You're like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Did you need your money that bad? But that was the 80s. A lot of these musicians like Bowie were like, yeah, I've written some great songs. Now let me see if I can make some songs as shitty as Phil Collins makes. He's fucking, the biggest thing in the 80s with his dumb solo career. So let me make Let's Dance. You got to remember, though, there was a lot of coke being done in the 80s. So maybe, 4 a.m, after being awake for 48 hours partying with John Belushi and Whitney Houston, Bowie thought this song sounded like a good idea. Is there anything worse than Dancing in the Streets? Mick Jagger and David Bowie, they covered that song, I think it was for Live Aid. And the video of them, if you ever seen that, holy shit. Two legends, but horrific. Mick Jagger at 80 years old, still fucking up on stage for 2 hours and 15 minutes working the fucking stadium like an animal, fucking phenomenal. But Dancing in the Streets. And that fucking video, I remember David Bowie was wearing like a long trench coat and they were just singing to each other and fucking dancing as the camera fucking walked in front of them, and they just kept going. Oh my God. Allie, hey Jim, I was at a mall in Flint, Michigan. Yeah, I know, a shithole. Oh, no. Yeah, Allie, I guess, a guy. Helping my girlfriend get some jewelry fixed. Donna Summer, Knock on Wood, is blaring so loud. I'm like, fuck. Then it's followed by one of the worst Van Halen songs, Jump. Fucking yuck. You know, you can't complain about Jump too much. I mean, hearing even the worst Van Halen song is 100 times better than hearing the very best Donna Summer song. I don't like Jump either, and you hear it once in a while in a place, and it's like, oh, come on, man. You got something better than that. That was a big controversy back in the day because fucking Eddie wanted to play more keyboards on the records, and David Lee Roth's like, no, play your fucking guitar. You're a rock god. What the fuck are you doing? And he wanted to, play more keyboards, and Roth didn't want that song on the album, that 1984 album, but Eddie wanted. He's like, listen to this. When David Lee Roth first heard it, when Eddie's like, hey, I came up with this. What do you think? He's like, that's fucking terrible. What are you playing synthesizer? We're a fucking rock band. What are you doing? I mean, ultimately he was wrong because it was a huge hit for him, but still, I could see where he's coming from. He even knew. But this mall in Flint, Michigan, I'd rather drink a gallon of Flint water than listen to a Donna Summer song. I would. I'm like, all right, whatever. Hopefully I don't get cancer from it. I don't know what the fuck's in it. But Donna Summer, Knock on Wood. I was just with somebody the other day and I said something and they knocked on wood because I said something like, oh, and they go, oh, hopefully not. And they found like a fucking bench and they knocked on wood. Did that help? Did that help the situation? Like, I don't know. I don't remember what I said, but if I said like, hey, I think the fucking Packers are going to lose to the Vikings and Aaron Rodgers is going to get hurt and the fucking Packer season's going to be over and they're going to go 2-15. No, don't say that. Let me knock on wood so Aaron Rodgers doesn't get hurt. So, is that going to help? Like that defensive lineman falling into his knee as he's back in the pocket to pass and fucking blows out his ACL. Is that going to, well, somebody knocked on wood, so that's not going to happen. And I don't want to hear it's out of habit. Okay? Grow the fuck up. Okay? Knocking on wood is not going to do anything for anybody. It's not going to change any situation whatsoever. So fucking knock it off. Knock it the fuck off. But listen, if I had a choice between, like the Gary Sharon Van Halen album, Van Halen 3, when they had another singer in the band, the guy from Extreme, he's a good dude, on a loop for a month or 5 seconds of listening to Donna Summer's Bad Girls, I'd be listening to Van Halen 3 for fucking 30 days straight. Knock, knock, knock on wood. Yeah? Is that I don't even know fucking what it is. This is in Flint, Michigan. You got other fucking problems besides cranking this bullshit in the store. The city officials should take a break from trying to clean up the fucking drinking water and focus on getting better music to play in public places. Why don't you work on that first? And then fucking hold off on the water. Let me fix this shit that's getting played in our stupid mall. Andy Taylor, guitarist of Duran Duran, released his solo album in 1987 titled Thunder. Around the same time, he did this song for the movie American Anthem, Jason writes. Never heard of American Anthem. I don't know what the fuck that is. I remember that dude in Duran Duran. But this is on a movie soundtrack. And I read about Andy Taylor, like while in Duran Duran was on hiatus in 1985, he started playing with the band The Power Station, which they had a couple fucking awful songs too. And that eventually led to him leaving Duran Duran and starting a solo career. So he left a shitty band to be in another shitty band and then moved on to a shitty solo career. But then, like in 2020, he reunited with Duran Duran. So he went from a shitty band to an awful band to a terrible solo work, then back to the original shitty band. You imagine being a member of Duran Duran and going, you know what, we're not putting out enough bad music. I have to leave the band to make some more embarrassing songs. The Reflex was a Duran Duran song. How fucking horrific is that song? How the fuck did this stupid song get in a movie too? You know, was the producer thinking, look, I just made a shitty movie. Now we need some shitty music to put in. I wonder what the guys from Duran Duran are doing. Let me check in on that. John from Arizona. Jim, I was getting a haircut, and I like to close my eyes and relax and listen to whatever music they play while my barber does his thing. Today, just as I closed my eyes and that horrific song Safety Dance by Men Without Hats came on, I wanted to take the barber's scissors and jam them in my ears. Time to look for a new barbershop. John in Arizona. You know, look, maybe the barber plays that shitty music, so if she gives you an awful haircut, it's still not the worst thing to happen to you that day. Maybe. Are you really going to close your eyes and trust a barber that plays bad 80s music? Like, I'd be afraid that when I open my eyes, she'd give me one of those fucking flock of seagull haircuts. There really is no reason for that song to be ever played in public again. Okay, maybe on a movie soundtrack, like if the villain appears, you know, and you want the audience to immediately hate him, just play that fucking song in the background. Men Without Hats. Oof. I remember them going through the field. This band is so fucking bad. I'm surprised Andy Taylor didn't join them. Like, that would be like, yeah, I'm going to join Men Without Hats now. That fucking video, I remember it because if you used to watch MTV when you were a kid, you saw that video like fucking 500 times. And now when you hear that song, you visualize that dumb fucking thing they did, making the S with their arms in the video. I know I touched on this one. He sent that in to John in Arizona. He goes, Jim, you ever see the Party All the Time video? He goes, notice the two guitar players in the background. What guitar is on this song? That's the Eddie Murphy thing. Well, Rick James produced the song, so maybe those guys are his dealers, and he let them be in the video in exchange for some free coke. That's what he probably did. Hey, just go in the background. I owe this guy his money for coke, so can you put him in the fucking video, Eddie? It's funny because that song, Party All the Time, was written by Rick James, and it's about a guy complaining that his girl parties all the time. Isn't that what Rick James would want a chick to do? You don't think he wanted the girl to do the same? Look, I've talked about this song before. It's worth noting, all right? Comedians shouldn't try to be fucking rock stars or pop stars. Nobody will want Ozzy to do fucking stand-up, and nobody wanted Eddie Murphy to sing. Fucking horrible. All right. I think we're done. That's enough. Keep sending them in. Keep sending the fucking the bad 80s songs in. But I want to get to, I promised in the beginning of the podcast, a brand new track off for Terrorizing Telemarketers Volume 7. That's not even out yet. It won't be out till Friday, September 16th. You guys are going to hear this on Monday, September 12th. A preview. There's already a single out called COVID Mask. That one's already out there. But this is another track. It's called Lunch Specials. It's me and Don Jamieson fucking with this telemarketer. It's childish. It's immature. And it's just, I can't even explain it. We'll never grow up, us two. We just fucking like fucking with people, This is beautiful. The woman completely buys it. It's so stupid. So check out this track. It's called Lunch Specials.
I'm on a monitored line, responding to the life insurance request for you.
I'll just take a water, please. Okay, thanks. Sorry, I'm just at lunch.
No problem. And what was the benefit amount you were thinking?
Sir, we have a few specials.
We've
got
I'm on the phone.
Original Greek gyro. That's
1 second,
wrapped
miss.
in pita with lettuce, tomato, onions, and tzatziki sauce.
Just give me 2 minutes. I'm on the phone.
There's other specials.
Okay, I just walked in. I'll be good. Sorry, miss.
Just wanting to know if you had a benefit range in
Corned
mind.
beef with rye bread.
Okay, can you come back? Go to another table. I'm just on the phone.
It's just a few specials.
Miss, what do I do? I don't
That's
even know what
okay.
to do. The guy won't stop.
I know, that was so awkward.
My favorite is tuna salad melt special. It's on rye
Oh,
bread
good.
with grilled tomato, melted American cheese.
I got it.
You want to order that?
No, I don't know. I don't know what I want. I didn't even get a menu yet.
Okay, do you want me to select 0 to 50,000?
There's a crab cake
Okay.
sandwich special.
And you're in New Jersey, right? Oh,
Two
geez.
golden fried Maryland crab cakes on a hard roll with tartare sauce.
Are you employed full-time?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
There's
And then
a
I have
raw
James
sandwich
Bannon at
special.
Gmail for a
That's
good
the
email.
Roast beef, lettuce, tomato, raw onion, jalapeno, and mayo, served on rye bread. You love that one.
Are we done with the specials?
Okay, but these aren't on the menu.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just here for a late lunch. Miss, you ever encounter something like this?
No, I can
Yeah.
see that you're talking to someone else. So why would they, I don't, yeah.
And he sees me sitting here on my cell phone. I already told him.
I'm sure you have your phone up to your ear. It's not like, maybe he's slow.
Maybe.
There's a fried calamari special. It's lightly breaded. And
Miss, can you talk to him for a second? Just knock some sense into him?
hello?
He would like a few minutes. Can you just leave the table and come back when we're finished, please? We're doing business. Thank you.
I know, but my boss is going to get mad at me if I don't read all the specials.
Okay, give the gentleman the phone back and leave the table for a few minutes. He would like some privacy.
Okay, there's just one more
Thank
special.
you.
Can you give it to him?
Thank you. He doesn't want to know. He doesn't care. He needs to look at the menu anyway.
It's a Southwest chicken taco special.
Okay, cool. I'll let him know.
It's 3 flour tortillas
Okay.
stuffed with
We know it's
fajita
a taco.
chicken.
Thank you.
No, with jack cheese, though.
Hey, I'm at work too. So can you give the gentleman the phone back, please? Thank you.
Will you tell him the Southwest
Sure.
chicken
Southwest
tacos?
taco. Yep. I gotcha. Chicken taco.
Yeah, and just fried onions also.
Sure. Okay.
And pico de gallo. And there's an appetizer sampler, too. Okay? All right, sorry.
Is that my
Well,
phone?
I didn't know.
Hello? Miss, I'm
Hi.
sorry. I went to the bathroom. I saw him babbling, so I was like, let me just run real quick.
Oh, he wanted me to tell you that they have a Southwest chicken taco too. So.
He's standing right here still. He's not saying anything.
Okay.
Did she give you the special?
Okay.
Yeah, she did. She told me.
Did she tell you what was on it?
No, she didn't tell me what's on it, but I have a feeling it might be chicken.
And grilled onions.
And grilled onions.
They're fried.
He said they're fried.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
This is probably the weirdest call for you and me both, huh?
Well, how many specials
Okay.
can a place have?
Would you be interested in a crock of French onion soup?
No, I'm good with the soup, dude.
It's got cheese on it.
I don't know what else to do. I mean, is there any other way I can get him to... He's just standing
Does he
there.
have a boss? Isn't his boss watching him? I mean, this can't be the first time he's done this.
He's just standing there like a weirdo right here.
Let's just ignore him.
Chicken marsala
Correct.
special over linguine. That's one of the specialties here.
Miss, just tell him to please stop. Here, take the phone.
I don't know who I'm talking
I don't know what
to.
to do anymore.
Hey,
Yes.
customer would like for you to give him some privacy. He would like to talk to me so that he can look at the menu and order.
I'm not interrupting
You
him.
appreciate it? Yeah, you are. You really are. He's given personal information. He would like for you to leave the table, like leave his space.
I didn't even tell him about the pan-fried beef liver.
He doesn't want to know. He wants to look at the menu.
I gave him the menu 10 minutes ago.
Okay.
That's got
One
fried
thing
onion.
at a time.
That's got fried onion and
Okay.
bacon.
Hey, give him the phone back and give him some privacy.
All right. You know, the honey-made baked
Give him some
meatloaf, too.
privacy, please. No. Stop talking to him and me. Leave the table and give him privacy.
All right. There's a fruit cup.
No, you're not talking anymore.
Fucking yuck. Oof. She's bitching about the food at Chuck E. Cheese. That's like going to a whorehouse and complaining about the decor. You can find me on Etsy. I'd rather find you dead in a ditch. Horrific. What the fuck do you need to say that for? #ish. I'm your classic girl next door. If she lived next door to me, I'd fucking move. Teamwork makes the dream work. No, it doesn't. It takes exactly 1 second to get out of your mouth. You're not saving any time. You're not in a rush. Motherfucker. Bro, you good? Ugh. I don't like it. At all. Welcome to the Jim Florentine Everybody is Awful podcast. This podcast this week is sponsored by DraftKings. Go to DraftKings, go to the App Store, download the DraftKings app, and use promo code AWFUL. We'll get to that later. But anyway, you get a bet, go to DraftKings. Sign up for my Patreon, patreon.com/Jim Florentine. You get 3 extra podcasts a week for as little as $5 a month. Tour dates, January 12th through the 14th. I'll be at Side Splitters in Wesley Chapel, Florida, right outside of Tampa. January 19th, I'll be at Beer Garden in Asbury Park, New Jersey. And January 27th, 28th, I'll be at the Comedy Connection, Providence, Rhode Island. ComedyMetalMidgets@gmail.com is the email to send anything that may be good for the podcast. Please send it my way. And this podcast will be awful 80s songs. Haven't done one of these in a while. Shit that's played in stores. First, that Jeremy Renner, that actor guy that got ran over by his own snowmobile, whatever. You know, you feel bad for the guy. I don't know, he fucked up his leg really bad, but he had to take that hospital picture shot of him in the hospital bed. He had to. Couldn't help himself. That's what everybody does. Let me get in the hospital. Wait, get a picture. Got to have that fucking picture in the bed. It's unbelievable. Now everyone, thoughts and prayers. I hope you feel better. And he's got the fucking tubes in his nose, to make him a little more dramatic. He's definitely not smiling, all of that stuff. Who told him to do that? Was one of his family members, hey, the story's already out there, we already know. Did his wife go or his publicist go, hey, listen, we need to get a shot of you in the hospital bed, that you're all fucked up so people feel even more bad for you. And then we'll put it out there, and then, can you look at this shot of him? He's in the hospital. We're doing photo shoots in the hospital. I always go back to, as a child and our parents. I know there wasn't instant cameras back then unless you had a Polaroid. But could you picture your dad, your mom's in the hospital with something, some surgery, and your dad taking a Polaroid picture of her in the hospital bed? And go, I'm just going to show all our friends this picture to let them know you're laying in a hospital bed. Well, they already know you're getting the surgery. You've been talking about it for a while. You had to get it. It was sooner or later you had to get it. But I'm just going to show them this picture, actual proof that you're in the hospital bed. Imagine him going, knocking on doors and go, hey, I just wanted to show you this, my wife was going in for that surgery. Yeah, how's she doing? Well, they're doing it in the morning, but she has to stay overnight. Yeah, here's a picture of her in the bed. You imagine people like, okay, yeah, I believe you. Why you show me that? I didn't think you were making this up or she was making this up. Can't that guy just fucking get hurt and stay and recuperate and then come back and he can go on some fucking stupid TV show? He can go on The View or whatever and talk about it, what happened. And of course, they'll make him more dramatic. They always got to go, he was close to death. They always got to throw that one in there. He was about 2 minutes away from dying. Because, when he finally comes back and he does some press, because I'm sure he's got some movie coming out, and eventually he will. Maybe he'll come out on crutches so everybody feels bad for him. He walks out that big long walk on the crutches. He sits down. His leg's still got a big brace on or a cast. He's going to go, if the person that found me, The doctor said I had about 2 minutes. I would have been dead if that person didn't find me and called 911. You know that's coming. And then there'll be another story 6 months from now when he does the press. So Jeremy Renner was 2 minutes away from dying. Okay. All right. You know, if you were, just tell your friends, I'm lucky to be alive, feel lucky. That's it. Can't just do that. You can't just do that, huh? Nope. Got to get that fucking picture in the hospital bed. That sympathy picture. Look at, oh my, that's horrible. That's horrible. Now, before we get to the 80s songs, Joy Behar from The View rips conservatives and heterosexual men for supporting football in schools and say kids should try golf or tennis instead after that, player on the field collapsed. The View co-host Joy Behar trashed conservatives and heterosexual men for pushing tackle football in schools. Behar said that she had discovered a poll where 45% of Americans, mostly positively heterosexual men and conservatives, say they felt tackle football was appropriate for children, adding just saying, whatever the fuck that means. The longtime liberal host then suggested kids try golf or tennis instead. Wait, you know what? Let me play this fucking video. It's 28 seconds. I'm sure it'll be some stupid commercial.
But I don't think it's going to turn people away from the sport because, I went to Notre Dame. It's like faith, family.
That's a different one. I guess the one conservative that's on The View is talking right now.
Football. It's a big deal, and it's a $105 billion industry.
Yeah. Only 45% of Americans think that tackle football is appropriate. Wow. Heterosexual men voted the most support for kids doing football, and conservatives were more likely to support youth tackle football. Just saying.
Okay, that's what it means. Okay, yeah. Right, so it's just conservative men that, have no problem with tackle football. It's just, heterosexual men. Well, probably because gay men are not really into sports. They're not so much, first of all, gay men, unless they adopt, they don't have kids. So, of course, they're not going to fucking, be into kids playing tackle football. They don't have kids themselves. So there's the problem right there with that. If gay men can reproduce and have fucking kids, it'd be a different story. But who did this poll? I asked him, is tackle okay? Okay, you are a liberal or conservative? It depends what fucking area you're in, what town. Every town is different in a lot of states. Where there's a bunch of conservatives live there, there's a bunch of liberals that live in this town. So if you go to a conservative town, you're going to hear that. One guy gets hurt on the field. And then blame it on the conservatives and heterosexual men. I said this on my Patreon podcast. That's what happens to the NFL when you try to appease everybody. You try to appeal to everyone, this is the shit you're going to get. They're not taught when the UFC fighter dies 3 days later after a fight, or a boxer dies a couple days after a fight, or the next day, or whatever it is. The View's not talking about it. They're not bringing up these fucking phony polls. Where did this poll come from? I want to know how many people they called, what fucking town it was in. It's the conservatives and the heterosexual men that like tackle football and like pro football. Look, it's a manly sport. And any fucking liberal or anyone like that wants to take it. Meanwhile, I'd say out of the 20 people that I know love football, 8 of them are liberal, 12 of them are conservative that I know watch, and we talk about it all the time. It doesn't matter if fucking liberals like football too, but the people that aren't into sports and it's very manly and they want to take manly shit away, obviously, they hate this. They hate that there's grown men wearing, their team sports jersey to the game. I hate that too. I'll be on that side with them. I'll go on The View and fucking, Joy, you're right. Grown men should not wear a fucking Dan Marino jersey to a fucking Dolphin game. Kids can. No problem with kids. Not grown men. And some of the grown men have their own last name on the fucking jersey. Really? You played for that team? What years did you play? You a running back? How long did you last in your league? Did you make it 4 years so you get a full pension? I never saw you on the team. It's weird. I agree with that. But of course, you're going to have that. Everybody, panicking. Oh my God, Because alcohol, weed, everything else, any kind of fucking, NASCAR, you get guys dying. Didn't Dale Earnhardt die, right? During a race. Shit like that happens. Dangerous sport. If you want to call NASCAR a sport. But everyone, just remember, thoughts and prayers. And if we really mean thoughts and prayers, put up 5 prayer hand things, not just one, because that means you really care. Just remember that. The more prayer hands you put up after whatever post you make means you really, 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 really care. If you only put 1, you don't care that much. And like I talked about last week, they're taking prayers away. They're just doing thoughts now. They're not doing thoughts and prayers, just thoughts. Because there's a couple people that go, hey, why you say prayers? I don't believe in prayer. I don't believe in religion, and that's offensive to me. So now they're just saying thoughts. The Buffalo Bills put out a statement with that guy that got hurt. Our thoughts go to his family. Because someone, we can't put prayers in there. 2 people on Twitter might go, hey, why are you putting prayers in there? I don't believe in fucking religion. That's offensive to me. Take the prayers down just so we don't offend anybody. Can we offend anybody with just the word thoughts? I don't think so. Let's do a survey. Let's do a fucking poll, just like they did with the tackle football. Hey, are you offended if someone's hurt or something like that, and you go, thoughts? We're going to take prayers away just in case, 2 out of, 500,000 people might be offended by that. We're going to cater to those 2 people. But do you have a problem with the word thoughts if we just put thoughts? My thoughts right now are fucking. I want to get laid. That's my thoughts. Anyway, back to awful 80s songs played in stores. Now, my friend Scott, he's a pharmacist. So he's in a store constantly. He works there in like a CVS or a fucking whatever. I think it's CVS. It doesn't fucking matter. But he goes, hey, Jim, the in-store music has changed recently where I work, and I couldn't be more miserable. Here are a few songs in heavy rotation. In an 11-hour shift, I'm subjected to songs like this about 1,000 times a day. You spin me right round again. He goes, it sounds like it's being sung by Plankton from SpongeBob. Wake me up before you go. Girls just want to have fun. Dancing on the ceiling. And he goes, is ceiling the only thing, and Scott's also a musician too. He goes, is ceiling the only thing that rhymes with feeling? He goes, I imagine a serious Lionel Richie in the studio with all his management telling him how great the song is. No one thought, to be honest, to tell him that song and the idea for that song stinks. He goes, and honorable mention, Human League Fascination, and then always something there to remind me. He goes, anyway, I'm now in a hostile work environment. That's fucking beautiful. I said this on a podcast a long time ago, and I'm embarrassed. When that song, Always Something There to Remind Me, I think I was with my first girlfriend. I got her some like cheap ring. And whenever that song came on, I go, I just want you to remember that's always something there to remind you. That was like our song when I was like 17. Eesh. Yeah, that fucking hurts. That really fucking hurts. But these dumb songs, you know, I was in what the hell was it, Kohl's the other day, one of them stupid stores, and I heard one of the guys working and a manager giving a speech. It was early, so the store just opened, and he was giving a speech to the staff how, you know, hey, you gotta, first of all, there was shitty music playing, and he's like, listen, we have to ask for the club card. You got to get them in our rewards point program. Don't ask them are they in the rewards point program. Don't do that, because then they have a chance to say no, and then it's like almost like a confrontation when you say, you sure you don't want to sign up? Don't try to sell them there. Just go, hey, what's your phone number? Oh, no, put your phone number in. You know, the little fucking keypad thing. Okay, so yeah, as you're ringing them up, just say, okay, put your phone number in. And if they go for what? Just go for the rewards points. Do it like that, and then when they go, well, I don't have it. Oh, well, you know, it's easy then. Just put your phone number, and I'll sign you up for the rewards points. You get your points every time you shop here, and you'll wind up getting free shit if you have enough points. So do it that way, so it's not as confrontational. And I couldn't hear the whole conversation because I was like 25 feet away or 20 feet away, and he was talking really loud to a group, like right in the middle of the store. And I just kept going, ugh, ugh, ugh. Giving a fucking pep talk. Just go, hey, you in our rewards program? No. That's it. And move the fuck on. But he's trying to explain that as his bad 80s songs. I don't know what was playing at that time. Anyway, I'm trying to find this email. This guy lives down in Colombia. He moved down there and he said there's no songs played in any of the stores down there. Yeah, he moved down there a while ago, and he's like, Jim, I'm down in Colombia, and they don't play any songs in the fucking stores down here. Isn't that weird? How does that work? I mean, how are you gonna sell shit? Do you think that the sales are down in that country? Do you think that, like, you know, oh man, the fucking retail sales, we don't know what's going on. I mean, America, they do really well. We're not sure what's going on with this stuff. That just shows you it doesn't matter. People still shop. They're not going to complain. He said he goes up to like the people at work there, go, hey, how come there's no music played in the stores while I'm shopping? And they just look at him and stare at him like he's some dumb American. That might be a reason to move. I mean, it's a big move. It's a big decision in life. But you can walk in a store and just think. Isn't that strange how you can hang out in your house and there's no music going on? And I know I made this point before. When you're buying stuff on Amazon.com, do you need music in the background to make you buy the stuff? Is that going to melt? You know what I mean? You got to go, you know, your husband goes, hey, can you get a couple things on Amazon we need? And your wife's like, okay, no problem. Let me go on Amazon right now. I'll order them. We'll get them in 2 days. Okay, great. Hold on. Wait, honey, could you put Rod Stewart on? Tonight It's You? Or whatever a fucking stupid song is. Some guys have all the luck. Can you put that on? And then follow it up with fucking Culture Club, I'll Tumble For You, so I can get in the mood to buy stuff. That's when it makes zero sense, because people could do that on Amazon, no problem with listening to music. But then they say, you know, they keep in the store, it makes people feel like they're at home, they have their own privacy. Do you really think when you're in like a Kohl's fucking department store that you're there by yourself? Because Phil Collins is playing over the fucking speaker? Like you just didn't go, excuse me, when you have to get down an aisle because someone's in the way, not paying attention? Do you still think you're by yourself? When you're wheeling through the fucking supermarket trying to get by, everyone's got their carts, they're in your way, and you're just trying to squeeze by. Do you still think, but Duran Duran's playing on the fucking sound system. Do you still think that you're home, you're in the privacy of your own home, it's private so people don't care, people aren't going to look what you're buying? But then when, you go online and you're checking out, the people behind you see what you have, the people in front of you see what you have, and the fucking cashier that's cashing the shit out, that's running your shit through and putting it in bags or whatever, they know what you bought too. But you don't want to worry, you worry. It doesn't matter about the other people in the store aren't going to know. It's just those people. Maybe they should put like a little fucking tarp over your cart so nobody can look in, cover the sides too, just in case people want to bend down and go, what the fuck is in there? Is that a bag of chips? It makes zero sense. It's decisions made by fucking assholes that don't know anything, that is just annoying. Look, you be happy you got the customers in there, and just leave them the fuck alone. Okay, you putting on music is not going to make people feel like, they feel like they're in the privacy of their own home, that no one's around because they're familiar with this music. It's the dumbest fucking theory I've ever heard. The dumbest thing I've ever heard. You want to put music on in the gym if people aren't listening to their own music, just to have something on, people are working out or whatever, even though, you're at their fucking mercy on what they're going to play. I understand that. The people that work at the store don't want to hear their fucking songs either. Like Scott said, he's got an 11-hour shift. They just changed the music, and this is what's playing every day. You don't hear any fucking deep cuts from any of these songs. People like to be familiar with the song, do they? I told you, the only time that fucking familiar with the songs works is when you're drunk in a bar and someone's playing a jukebox, so there's a cover band playing Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones, and you're drunk, you got a few drinks in you. That's when it makes sense. Oh yeah, this one, yeah. Okay, yeah, and the wedding band's playing fucking, old time rock and roll. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, I know this one. That's it. Not when you're sober trying to pick up a fucking pair of socks for your kids. And I got to listen to fucking Wang Chung. Everybody Wang Chung tonight. Yeah, that's gonna keep me in the store. I might start buying more shit. This is a good song. Is there ever a pile up at the exit going out of a supermarket? Carts crash into each other, like a big pile up on the freeway, and everyone's like, what the fuck's going on? And there's one guy in the front. I got to finish listening to this Thompson Twins song, Hold Me Now. I love this song, so I'm not going to leave the store. It's almost over. I don't know. I haven't seen that. Everyone has all the music they want right on their phone or in their car, wherever the fuck they are, in their house, wherever it is. They can listen to any song at any time. In 2 seconds, they could pull up a song. If they really wanted to hear those fucking shitty 80s songs, they would just listen to them at home, listen to them in the car. They don't need to listen to them while they're fucking shopping. Patrick sent this one in. He goes, Jim, I know you're all about fake Facebook stories now, so I'll tell you a real one to even it up. So I'm getting coffee at a rest stop on the Jersey Turnpike, and I'm in line. Phil Collins' cover of A Groovy Kind of Love comes on. Oof, ugh, yuck. I was going to get some bullshit French vanilla thing, but I quickly changed my order to a regular coffee so I could just get the fuck out of there. This has to be the song that Robin Williams was listening to when he offed himself. Seriously, the worst song ever. I thought that stupid hit, the 80s song, The Warrior was bad, but this topped it. Keep doing what you're doing. Your rage gets me through the week. Oh, so he's talking about the band Scandal, The Warrior. I mean, that Patti Smythe chick was pretty hot. But yeah, I mean, it's a bad song. But at least like that band, it was the band Scandal. At least Scandal only had like one other hit and then they disappeared. Phil Collins kept putting out shitty music for like fucking 15 years. Look, maybe they play horrible songs at the rest stops on purpose. I don't know, They figure that people will hear them and get so fucking angry, they won't fall asleep behind the wheel when they get back on the highway. Maybe there's a theory there. I'd be fucking furious if I heard a groovy kind of love. He really didn't have to give the name of the song, Pat. He could have just said a Phil Collins song because they're all fucking horrendous. And this isn't even the worst Phil Collins cover song. You Can't Hurry Love was even more terrible than this. You Can't Hurry Love, a groovy kind of love. The guy looked like a fucking bald uncle. Stop talking about love. The guy's been married 4 times. He gets fucked over. He's broke. He has to perform sitting down at a chair. What a fucking mess. It's actually kind of impressive, though, that Phil Collins is responsible probably for about like 25% of all the shit music that came out in the 80s. Because he even started recording like solo shit because Genesis couldn't pump out shitty music fast enough for him. So he had to do it on his own, too. Okay, that's a good cover song. The only thing Phil Collins should have tried to cover was his mouth and nose with a pillow for about 15 minutes. He stinks. DraftKings is a sponsor this week. Listen, we got the wild card round playoffs this weekend, the NFL. Fucking, it's going to be great. A bunch of great games. You got all new and existing customers can get a no sweat bet each day of the wild card round this weekend. So even if you're an existing customer, you already got the DraftKings app when they were on before as an advertiser, all you got to do is just place any NFL bet of your choice. And if it loses, you'll get a free bet back up to $10. That's perfect. I put $5 bets on shit. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not confident in this, but at least it's some action. I'll watch the game. So now you could just, even if you're an existing customer, you could just place any NFL bet of your choice. And if it loses, you'll get a free bet back up to $10. That's action so good. Why bet NFL playoffs anywhere else? Seriously, DraftKings is the best. I mean, if you see Joey Diaz's ads with DraftKings, they're hilarious. They love him. He's like the spokesman. It's great. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code AWFUL. New customers can bet $5 on the NFL and get $200 in free bets instantly. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with promo code AWFUL. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. So all you got to do is download the DraftKings Sports app now and use the promo code AWFUL. New customers can bet $5 on the NFL and get $200 in free bets instantly. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with the promo code AWFUL. And if you're an existing customer, you get just place any NFL bet of your choice, and if it loses, you'll get a free bet back up to $10. It's beautiful. All right, back to these dumb songs. Mark sent this in. He goes, Jim, thanks for playing my videos recently. It's great to know others feel the same way. I had another prescription to pick up at CVS, and another pathetic, corny song was playing as soon as I walked in. It's not from the 80s, but it's pure torture. This one is for the girls. Not sure who it is by, and I don't give a fuck. I'm burnt out from work, worrying about my job, economy, and the corona lockdown. So this one is for the right testicle. How's that? As soon as I got in my car, I fucking started playing the new AC/DC album. That's beautiful. Yeah, I guess that song, I had to look that up because I don't know what that is. Mark in Detroit sent that one. It's by Martina McBride, whoever the fuck that is, and it's from 2003. Although, you know, it's pretty cheesy enough to be from the fucking 80s. But I guess there wasn't enough girl songs for girls. You know, so it's good somebody finally made one. Because before this, only guys were allowed to listen to most songs, right? I mean, look, you know, if a guy listens to this song, is he going to get in trouble? Actually, it's a good excuse not to have to listen to it. You know, if it comes on somewhere, you could just get up and leave. Yeah, sorry, I got to go. This one's for the girls. Perfect. The check just came. Sorry, this one's for the girls. You fucking pick it up. I'll be in the car. Yeah, if you need me, I'll be at the strip club listening to songs for the boys. How about that? This one's for the girls. Yes. I bet you they played it at bachelorette parties. Yes. Let me guess, all the girls go out on the dance floor when this one comes on. This one's for the girls. We all got to go out there. Come on. This is our song. Yick. Fucking yick. I'm yicking this. And then, you know, always something there to remind me. Well, this is for our song. They'll remind you when you look at the ring. Eesh. I was 17. That's still no excuse. What was that band called? Fucking Naked Eyes, I think. Why would I know that? Why is that still in my brain? Matthew sent this in. He goes, Jim, I heard these two absolutely horrific songs at BJ's today. Forever Young by Rod Stewart and Say That You Love Me by the Cardigans. I really can't think of a more bland song than Say That You Love Me. That is right. I mean, I forgot it. Say That You Love Me. I hear that one around. The Cardigans, that's definitely not from the 90s. I hear that a lot in stores. That song is so fucking bad. It sounds like it should be like background music in like a L'Oreal shampoo commercial or something like that. So brutal. Forever Young. Oof. It's just another shitty song that Rod Stewart's done. Not sure who's done more shitty songs in the second half of their careers. Rod Stewart or Eric Clapton. Because Clapton wrote a lot of fucking bad songs late too. He's in BJ's. That's one of those big box stores, you know. None of these songs made anybody's trip to BJ's to buy a box of 500 razor blades any better. It makes sense that it was in BJ's that they play these stupid songs because both of the songs fucking blow. They stink. Yeah, and I've had enough of Eric Clapton too. Yeah, I know. Yeah, he was great early on in his career. I've had enough of him. Somebody asked me about their songs with Eric Clapton, wherever the fuck it is. I gotta find that because I'm not a fucking fan. I just heard Crossroads today. I'm like, ugh, all right. It's not that good. It's definitely not that good. Where is that? Eric Clapton shit. Yeah, I can't fucking find it. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Alex sent this in. He goes, Jim, I'm curious if you're an Eric Clapton fan, what's your favorite song and which one do you think is the worst? Just heard She's Waiting with those terrible keyboards. Fucking yuck. Well, that was what they did in the 80s and 90s. They just a lot of keyboards. Look at even like Van Halen Jump. Just pure keyboards. Fucking, you know, when Eddie Van Halen started exploring on the keyboards at that time, he presented that song to David Lee Roth when they were recording the album. And he's like, this is horrible. No. And he fought not to have it on the record. And he's like, all right, put the fucking stupid song on. And it was, you know, their biggest hit probably. I don't like the song. It's way overplayed. And Dave didn't want keyboards, but whatever. Yeah, but Clapton, She's Waiting, that's pretty bad. You know, like most musicians who got famous in the 60s, you know, Clapton should have just retired or died in the 70s before he started making shitty music. Look, there's a lot of possibilities for the worst Clapton song. Wonderful Tonight. Just a fucking lame, sappy love song. What makes it even worse, it was made in the 70s, so you didn't have to start with that fucking, whatever they call, what do they call that shit? Yacht rock? That fucking terrible, yeah. He didn't even have to start that phase in his career, 1977. I think that came out around there. Like, not only is the music lame, but it's about him going to a party with a super hot chick and getting so drunk he can't even fuck her when they get home. It's basically a whole song about him cock-blocking himself. I'll pass on the Tears in Heaven song. I'll pass on that one for reasons you know. I'll leave that one alone. But I Can't Stand It. Remember that song? Oh, terrible. And acoustic Layla. Nobody needed to hear elevator music version of this song. Layla. I don't know. I just never a big Clapton fan. I'm like, all right, it's okay. But yeah, I mean, look, all those bands made those shitty songs in the 80s. That was the time they wanted to stay relevant. If they would have just hung in there, you know, there's a couple of like metal bands that never changed their sound. Well, like Slayer never changed their sound in the 80s, but a band like Motorhead, because they were ugly, they never on MTV, they never changed their sound. Every album sounded the same. They didn't give a fuck. They didn't go with the trends. And AC/DC was another one. Just fucking never the same songs. They all sound similar. Same sound. They never changed it. They never made it more poppy. None of that shit. Fucking just stuck. And they were still selling out. Even though they weren't on, you know, MTV's radar, they were still selling fucking Madison Square Garden out in every arena whenever they come around every 3 years with a new album. They didn't put fucking eye makeup on. They didn't tease their hair. They didn't put spandex on. They just put the same album out every fucking 3 years. Great live in concert, fucking phenomenal. And then eventually it turned around and AC/DC was fucking hip again when they won the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. People started liking them and now they're a fucking national treasure. And now I found the Steve's email. He goes, Jim, I live in Colombia. That's where he lives. There's no music played at the stores here. So when I tell them that there's music played at stores in America, they look at me like I just punched a baby. He goes, I hate stupid people so much that I left fucking America. Good. I'm glad you did, Steve. It took you traveling 2,000 miles to go get away from shitty store music, but it was worth it, wasn't it? It's just so great that everybody in that country is appalled at the idea of music be played while you shop. It's the way everybody should be responding in this country. But we got used to it. It's almost like how, you know, sanitation workers get used to the smell of garbage. They barely notice smells that would make most people throw up. I don't smell it. I'm used to it. Steve, you better hope more Americans don't start moving into Colombia and one day they start playing music in the stores. That's all you got. You got to pray that someone doesn't open a shop or some store in Colombia and go, nah, that's what we do in America. Yeah, well, we're not doing it here. You want me to fucking get the drug cartel to fucking cut your head off? Shut that shit off. Michael sent this in. He goes, Jim, I'm in Target last week. I heard the song My Girl Lollipop. I think that's My Boy Lollipop or something. I don't fucking know. It is different. I was looking this shit up. He goes, automatically I thought, I don't want to tap my foot while I'm buying a pair of pants. I've said that before. Like, I don't want to tap my foot when I'm buying shit. He goes, I wasn't there buying pants, but still the song is terrible. And to make it worse, the woman in the aisle singing along with it was out of key and all muffled through her fucking mask. How does that song still get played? Doesn't anyone else recognize how horrible it is? Mike in New Jersey. I didn't even know this song, so I watched a video on YouTube. It's got everything a horrible 80s video should have: a shitty song, a dumb plot, a bad harmonica solo, and a fat, bald lead singer. I guess the song was from the 60s, but then some bad band manners did it over again in the 80s. Yeah, the name of the band is Bad Manners. And why is this woman singing it in Target? All right, you're not auditioning for fucking American Idol. Shut your fucking mouth, buy your stupid shit at Target, and get on your way. But yeah, this band Bad Manners covered this song. This is it. I'm going to play a little of it. This is what Mike had to fucking subject himself to in a Target, and some dumb woman singing this shit out of key.
Girl, lollipop, you make my heart go giddy up. You are the sweetest candy. You are my sugar candy. Oh, oh, my girl, lollipop, lollipop, never ever leave me, because it would be.
Imagine hearing this when you got to go pick up some picture frames. Your kid needs some fucking sweats. And you're looking for a new charger for your phone, and you figure, and your kid's like, hey, maybe they have baseball cards there. I'm collecting baseball cards, and you hear this shit, and you hear some fat cunt singing this out of tune through her mask, and your kids go, Dad, can we go down this aisle? And this is in your fucking ear as you're trying to shop. This is what you're hearing. And your kid's like, Dad, I want to check out these games over here real quick. Can we go down here? And this woman is singing this out of key. And it's driving you insane. You don't even want to be there. It's fucking packed. All these dumb people in Target.
You are the sweetest candy.
I'm moving to Columbia. Welcome to the Jim Florentine Everybody is Awful podcast. July 6th, I'll be at the Tropicana Casino in Atlantic City. July 15th, I'll be in Columbus, Ohio at the Attic Comedy Club. July 18th, Shamrock Comedy Club in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And July 28th, the Comedy Explosion at the Exton Hotel in Exton, PA. All dates on my website, jimflorentine.com. ComedyMetalMidgets@gmail.com is the email to send any shit in. Everybody is Awful t-shirts are at my website, jimflorentine.com. I got girls and men t-shirts. Join Patreon. You want 3 extra episodes a week for as little as $5 a month. Patreon.com/JimFlorentine. So this is coming out, the day before the 4th of July. So it's time for fireworks. We're going to go see the fireworks. It's going to be fun. A lot of people are going to be complaining that their dogs, they're going to leave messages. Hey, my dog is nervous when the fireworks happen. Can you stop? Can you please consider not shooting off fireworks? It's not going to happen. Enough with the fucking fireworks. I've said it before. You're bringing your kids, that's one thing. You're adults. Just fucking sit out on your porch and look up in the sky, and you'll see fireworks going off. Okay? You don't have to go to the same spot where everyone else is going and fucking just gather around. Woo, yay, clap, and then fucking leave. And it takes forever. All right? Do yourself a favor. Yes, fucking celebrate the holiday. Have a barbecue. Have some friends over. Drink some beers, whatever the fuck you got to do. And then sit out on your deck. Go out on your fucking porch. And just look up in the sky. And you'll see fireworks. If that's what you need to see. Same ones as every year. We'll see if there's any new ones this year. I'm sure people will be putting that on social media. Wow, look at these. I've never seen these kind of fireworks before. But yet that's what we have to do. Everybody else is. You want to go see the fireworks? No. I'm good. I've seen them enough. Don't need to see them anymore. But yeah, good luck. Good luck with your fucking fireworks. You know, I got an email. I got to read this. Usually I don't care about this stuff, but I just thought it was pretty funny. So this woman, Jim, my name is Melody, and holy shit, my husband and I listen to your podcast religiously when we hit the sack. At first, I despised your guts, thinking you are nothing but a miserable son of a bitch. But guess what? You grew on me like a persistent rash. Your shitty rants actually expose how I truly feel about a lot of things. I've come to appreciate the fuck out of you, Jim. You become my companion even when I'm alone, sitting right next to my bedside. Sexy, right? I know. I have the weirdest taste. Now, hold on for a minute. There's this one thing that pisses me off to no end, and I figured I'd be straight with you. Here's the lowdown. I battle a mental illness, bipolar disorder. Back in 2005, I almost kicked the bucket in a suicide attempt. And man, did my life fall into a streaming pile of fucking tragedy. But you know what? I clawed my way back to healing. And believe it or not, 5 years later, I even started a national Canadian charity. Our kick-ass programs educate kids in the community about mental health while obliterating the shitty stigma that people associate with mental illness. Yeah, I know it sounds all blah, blah, blah. It's all about me, but hey, it's important stuff. So here's the deal, Jim. It makes me cringe. Like when you go on these epic rants about these dumbass people and then casually drop, oh, they have mental illness. Fuck that. They don't have mental illness. They're just a bunch of goddamn idiots. Anyway, I just wanted to say thank you for your fucking awesome show. Your rants of truth flow through my head, soothing my soul and granting me the gift of peaceful sleep. You're doing a kick-ass job, and I'm eternally grateful for it. Keep bringing the laughs, you magnificent bastard, Melody. Yeah, okay, I get your point. I'm not mocking Melton. Look, everybody knows my story. I had an ex-girlfriend that committed suicide. I did podcasts about how awful suicide is, all of that stuff. So it's, it hits home with that shit. And I know there's real mental illness out there like Melody has with the bipolar. I get that. I'm not mocking that. I know it could sound, because I keep saying mental illness, but like she said, it's the idiots. It's not a bipolar disorder most of these people have. They just need to be tweaked. Like, they're just attention-seeking idiots. Just follow the fucking, what everybody else is doing. Follow the leader. This is what I'm going to do because everybody else is doing this. I want to try to fit in. That's what that's all about. So, yeah, I am misusing the word, but I don't mock people with mental illness. But these people do need, like I always say, they need like some intense therapy and just go, what are you doing with your life? Like, you're just posting this nonsense. None of this shit means anything. Nobody cares. You really think that, because 3 people comment on your stuff, they're just doing it out of the goodness of their heart. They don't care. They don't care what you're fucking doing that day. You know what I mean? If you have some friends, you talk to them on the phone, you text them, you're close to their friends. That's what you do. You don't have to broadcast fucking everything to the world. But I like how I turned Melody, because a lot of the women go, he's fucking, he's misogynist, he's just angry, he's just miserable. But then she gets it. And like I always said, I don't walk around miserable and angry. I really don't. At all. But, this shit can rile me up, and I could fucking easily, as I read this, the shit annoys me. So I get it. But you're just, listen to what this one guy, posted, which I'm talking about, like, the so-called mental illness. Like this guy really thinks that everybody wants to know what he's doing that day. Like he thinks he's got this, he's so self-important that holy shit, if people don't know what every move I'm making, then everybody's wondering what's going to happen with me. What am I doing today? That's how fucking sad these people are. Chris sent this in. And this is what I mean by so-called mental illness. People with problems. Not someone that's bipolar. It all goes back to the childhood. It all goes back to I was the man or I was the woman back in the day and I'm not anymore. And it fucks with people. So Chris sent this in. He goes, Jim, this is posted by a twice-divorced 48-year-old man who calls his fatso of a third wife Queen and her sons from another marriage his wonderful sons. What a mess. And he feels like telling everyone about his upcoming day and that anyone gives a shit. So just listen, a 48-year-old man, listen to what this guy posts on Facebook. I woke up to a good, healthy breakfast. Ran to Starbucks to grab my Queen, a delicious coffee and a muffin, to wake up in true pampered nature. The smile I receive upon delivery is the absolute best thing in the world. Heading to the gym now to pack on some muscle and improve on my health. I'm in terrible shape despite how I may look in other people's eyes. Little hard work goes a long way, though. Then I'm going to work on a new house mix. Discovered in my Dropbox that I have 5 mixes already planned from 8 years ago that I never got around to recording. 3 deep house mixes and 2 disco house. Should be fun. Then I'm off to a shooting range to teach my pool buddy how to properly shoot a pistol. He's an ex-Navy and has only shot a pistol once in a basic. Should be fun, instructing again, and always a blast. Breaking out the pew-pews, whatever the fuck that is. And then finishing my day playing a little lacrosse or baseball catch with my wonderful sons, and then making my beautiful wife a home-cooked dinner. I'd say it's gonna be a great day. Ugh. Do you think anybody, even his wife, doesn't want to hear about this? Even his wife, she goes, hey, honey, what are you going to do today? Even by the time he got to, like, you know, him going to the gun range with his friends, she's like, okay, she would fucking tune him out. All right, when is this fucking board just going to get out of the house? But just realize this guy thinks he's so self-important that he has to list off everything he's going to do that day because, you know, subconsciously he wants to let you know he gets a lot of shit done during the day. A lot. He is fucking motivated from the minute he gets up. It's going to be a fucking wonderful day. And he wants to let everyone know that I'm motivated. I could do a lot of things. I want to brag about it. Meanwhile, he's going to do maybe 2 of these things. He's not doing all the shit in one day. And also how he's a hero. He's a fucking great guy because he goes to Starbucks and grabs his wife, his Queen, a delicious coffee and a muffin to wake her up. And the smile I receive upon delivery is the absolute best thing in the world. So he's already complimenting himself there that I'm such a good husband that I run out and get my fucking wife a coffee and a muffin. And you got to see the face on her when she fucking smiles when I bring it home to her. And then, so right there, he's a great guy. I mean, he's already twice divorced, so I wonder what his ex-2 wives think about him. Yeah, of course. He does this shit in the beginning, and then he completely controls you and fucking tortures you and fucking mentally abuses you. But, you know, good for him. And then, not only that, after he just did this wonderful deed, just taking care of his wife, and he wants to let you know he woke up to a healthy breakfast. He had not just a regular breakfast. Because I don't know, you know, when people wake up, I don't know if you guys noticed, they eat. And this guy wants to let him know, hey, I fucking ate, and it was healthy. So not only do I, am I an amazing fucking husband because I go to a Starbucks to get my wife a fucking coffee and a muffin, I had a healthy breakfast. Not a shitty one, not with bacon and, waffles and pancakes. I had a fucking healthy breakfast. And then he wants to let everyone know he's going to the gym to pack on some muscle to improve his health because he's motivated and he's worrying about his health. And then he wants a compliment here when he says, I'm in terrible shape despite how I may look in other people's eyes. So he's basically saying other people think he's in great shape, which he's bragging right there. But, he wants a compliment in the comment section like, I'm in terrible shape despite how I may look in other people's eyes. So he wants to let everyone know, please, if someone doesn't think I'm in great shape, I'm going to tell people I'm in shitty shape so someone go, no, you're in amazing shape. I wish I was in the shape. For your age, you look amazing. He wants that in the comment section. And then he says, hey, and, he wants to let you know if you go to the gym to pack on muscle, little hard work goes a long way, though. Does it? Are you sure? Because what if you do a little hard work and it doesn't go a long way? What if you do a little hard work and then all of a sudden it gets ruined? Something happens and all that hard work you put in, that little hard work you put in, it didn't work out for you. Because that happens a lot. That happens a real lot in life. But not for this guy. And he's going to go to the gym. In that one gym session, he's going to pack on some muscle. Because that's how it works in the gym. You ever notice you go to the gym and you come home and all of a sudden you got all these extra muscles from one fucking session at the gym? That's what this guy is. And then I guess he's a DJ or whatever. He does music. He's going to mix some music. He's had sitting around for 8 years. He never got around to recording. So he's going to do all of this stuff in one day. I mean, it's amazing. Because he already did the breakfast thing. Then he went to the gym. And then he's going to work on some 8 songs or 5 mixes that he planned from 8 years ago. He's going to work on them because that's not going to take any time. He'll knock that out in 10 minutes. Then he's going to the shooting range, to help his friend. He only shot a pistol once. And, and it should be fun instructing again and always a blast. He wants to let him know I'm going to I'm going to tell this guy how to shoot a gun because I'm amazing. And I'm there for him as a friend. I'm going to show him how to do it because I care for my friends. I'm a good person. And then he's going to finish the day playing a little lacrosse or baseball catch with his wonderful sons that aren't his. He's going to fit that in. And then he's going to make dinner, a home-cooked meal for his fucking beautiful wife. Is there anything this guy can't do? Is there? I think he could have fit a few more things in his day. I mean, this guy is just fucking wonderful. He's going to cook a home-cooked meal. So he's going to open up the refrigerator or freezer and pull something out and put it on the grill or the stove or the oven. And then he's going to put all that together. What a fucking wonderful human being. That's just amazing. All of this stuff. I mean, he gone out and got the white breakfast, then he's going to make her dinner because she's wonderful. Holy shit. How is this guy twice divorced? How? If he's so amazing. I mean, this is a shock because a guy like this is a fucking keeper to any woman. No woman would fucking divorce this guy. But this woman, for some reason, those 2 women that he was with that divorced him, I don't know. Strange. I mean, this guy is he's amazing. So, getting back to, this guy's not mentally ill. He just needs a lot of attention. He needs a lot of fucking pats on the back. And he needs some fucking intense therapy, a psychologist to fucking break him down and go, nobody, and I mean nobody, gives a fuck. I would love to be this guy's therapist and just go to him, hey, dude, I'm reading a last fucking post. I'm going to read it out loud. Why would anyone give a fuck what you're doing? Why? Tell me. Tell me what you were thinking when you put this out there. You think this many people are invested in your life? do you have to give every fucking detail? I'd make that guy cry and then quit. Yeah, I'm never coming back. You're good. I don't want your fucking money. Marna, who I just met in, where was I? In Maryland. She came out to my show. I didn't recognize her first. I was picking on her in the front row. She's been a fan for a long time and sent a lot of shit in. And my brother Dan also sent this in. Remember that woman, that mom influencer? She made that whole story up that these Spanish people were fucking they tried to kidnap her kids from the store. Remember, it was like 3 years ago. I made this, it was another fake story. Another fucking, a white woman, white mom, that's kind of hot. And she wants to, she needs attention. So she went on Instagram, made this story up that the Spanish couple was following her kids around and tried to kidnap them in a store. And she just wanted to let everybody know. She only made the video up, on Instagram, and it got like 5 million views. That I'm just, I just want to put some awareness out there. Wait, I just want to say, I want to read what she wrote. My children were the targets of an attempted kidnapping. I want to share that story with you in an effort as to what signs to look for and encourage parents to be more aware of their surrounding and what's going around them. So what happened was there was a Spanish couple in the store, and they went back to their video, and she went on the local news out in California and made up her story, and then she contradicted herself to the cops, and the cops went and fucking looked at the security footage, and there was a Spanish couple in the store. They weren't near each other. They didn't follow them out to the parking lot, and they didn't try to kidnap them. And now she just got sentenced to 90 days in jail, and she's not allowed on social media for a fucking year. And they could check her phone at any time. She has to be completely off social media for a year and 90 days in jail for making this story up. That's how fucking crazy these people are. That's how this woman just sees everybody else on Instagram and wherever, TikTok, getting all these views. She's like, well, I got to come up with something. I just want to raise awareness. Everybody's trying to raise awareness that if there's a homeless guy laying on a fucking outside the store you're coming in, you might want to throw him $1 or a sandwich. Everybody's raising awareness because nobody knows to fucking do that. And raise awareness that there could be some predators out there that might want to kidnap your kid because nobody knows that either. You go to some fucking white trash carnival that's in your town and just go, yeah, kids, I'm just going to hang out in the car on my phone. Go have fun. You're 6 and 7. Go have fun. Come back to the car when you're done. Because that's what parents are going to do. Because they're not aware that there might be some fucking creepy people out there that might kidnap their kids. Nah, nobody knows. But thank God for these people. Thank God for them. She wanted to raise awareness. Just to, make sure, watch what you look out for when you're out with your kids. This might happen. Beautiful. 90 days in jail. And she's not allowed to use social media for a fucking year. She has to stay off it. That hurts her more than 90 days in jail. That fucking kills her. Yeah. She's placed on 12 months probation where she cannot have any social media presence, submit to warrantless search and seizure, including her electronic devices, complete a 4-hour implicit bias training and various fines. Fucking beautiful. This story should spread everywhere. Go, hey, you're going to make shit up. This is what's going to happen. Stop making shit up, okay? Fucking just deal with your life. All right? I know you need to be the fucking, the attention's not on you anymore. It's tough to fucking handle. Get over it, motherfucker. So just remember, it's 4th of July and dogs are going to be upset because the fireworks are going off. I think I said the last week, maybe on Patreon, I don't know if these people write, like this one woman, Matt sent this in. She writes, it absolutely breaks my heart to do this, but I have to. And then she put 3 broken hearts. Yuck. I am being forced to rehome my twin puppers. My puppers. My puppers. They got spooked by our neighbors setting off fireworks and took a nibble out of the neighbor's hand. She was rushed to the ER and is in stable condition, but because our nosy neighbors got involved and called CPS, we were told we must get rid of the dogs or risk surrendering the dogs to the state. And then she wrote, hashtag fuck Trump, hashtag dumb white hicks, hashtag fuck fireworks, hashtag fuck the 4th. Never happened. Okay, no, well, so what I was saying is, do these people, write letters to on the neighborhood town page? Dear Mother Nature, can you stop with the thunder and the lightning? Because my dog is very scared. Could you please? What do you do with that? You're okay with that? Do you write letters? Dear Mother Nature, could you please just, no thunder tonight. I see there's going to be major thunderstorms. My dog's going to get scared. Just know that when you go get a fucking dog, that they don't like thunder and lightning, and they don't like fireworks. And around the 4th of July, probably 7 days before, 7 days after, shit's going to be blowing up. All right? Fucking deal with it. Turn the radio up in your house. Turn the TV up. Have some fucking noise going. Put the air conditioning unit on full blast, whatever it is, to drown out the noise. And the dog's going to hang with you to fucking try to suppress that noise of those fucking loud bangs. That's all you got to do. Figure it the fuck out. But just know, everybody needs a fucking pat on the back. Everybody. I'm doing wonderful things out there. And please, these dogs, my dog bit the hand because of the fireworks. Because pit bulls aren't known to, bite people. They're not. It was because of the fireworks. It had nothing to do with it. They just heard a boom. And the dog's like, you know what? I'm going to go bite that fucking kid's hand next door. That's what happens when someone lit off that fucking M80. Eric, who's on my Patreon, why can't people be more like this guy? And I think a lot of you guys are out there. But he just posted, he's like, hey, Jim, I was taking my dog out a couple of weeks ago and noticed my old neighbor who walks with a cane struggling to get her trash out. I went over and took the bag to the can for her without taking a picture or posting anything on social media. I didn't even mention it to my wife when I got back in the house. That's what you do. That's what you do. Eric doesn't need to be the hero. He doesn't have to post it. He doesn't even have to tell his wife that, I see an old lady. I'm going to fucking help her out. And that's it. All right. Now we'll get to the podcast this week. It's awful 80s songs. I haven't done one in a while. And, I'm running out of bad 80s songs. I've been doing it, for like 8 years, awful 80s songs. There's only so many. And I'm sure I've made fun of them 3 or 4 times over the years, the same song. So at some point, I got to fucking, just do one every few months because there's no material left. Anything else, the inspirational quotes, the T-shirts, the fucking Facebook posts, all of that shit, the next door posts, all that stuff is easy. The vanity plates, that's constant. But, there's only so many times I could fucking make fun of, Eddie Murphy Party All the Time. I've done that a bunch of times. It's, the video is fucking horrific. The song is horrific. Rick James wrote and produced that song, Party All the Time. He was trying to fucking, he just couldn't, but Eddie Murphy couldn't be satisfied with being the biggest movie star and the funniest comedian of the decade. He had to try to be a singer too. This should have been a song that Eddie Murphy would have made fun of in an Eddie Murphy movie. They should have played this song at one of Rick James's interventions to show him how bad things got when he got into drugs and he was on drugs. Like, this is what you're going to put out there? So I know I've hit this song a million times. My girl wants to party all the time. Party all the time. Party all the time. Fucking brutal. The worst thing Eddie Murphy ever did. So there's only so many songs I can make fun of. But once in a while, there'll be some new ones, that you guys will post. I don't remember this song. Jeff sent this in. He goes, Jim, how many times did assholes at a wedding come up to you and request this brutally atrocious song? Thank God I got into metal at an early age. It's the absolute shit. James sent that in. I'm sorry, it was James. Was Not Was, Walk the Dinosaur. I kind of remember this song, but I played a little before just to check it out. If you guys remember this. Oof. That was from a band Was Not Was. I think Ozzy Osbourne did something with Was Not Was, if I'm not mistaken. I wasn't DJing when this song came out, thank God. Like, if this song was any worse, Eddie Murphy would be fucking singing it. The worst part about this is, like, Was Not Was will probably be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame before fucking, Iron Maiden or somebody. But, look, at least the Go-Go's and Dionne Warwick got in the Hall of Fame, Thank God, because, what would rock and roll be without Dionne fucking Warwick? Yick. Yeah, thank God that, the dinosaur song would have definitely been... I'm sure it was be played at a ton of weddings. But yeah, that song wasn't out. Thank God. I had to deal with the fucking Love Shack by the B-52s. And I had to deal with fucking Celebration, We Are Family, and that fucking Buster Poindexter song. I forget what the fuck it was. I'm forgetting what it is now. But yeah, that's what I had to deal with. That fucking shit. And Meatloaf. Like these white trash weddings that I would do in VFW halls or firehouses. They wanted to hear Paradise by the Dashboard Light. Oof. I remember the fucking couple that got married was singing, in that breakdown in the song, were singing the lines back and forth to each other. Do you love me? Will you love me forever? I will. Oh, my God. If I had a fucking AR-15, I would have just fucking mowed the place down. That's how fucking... That's when I knew I have to have a career change. I can't do this. I'm not built for this. Edward sent this in. He goes, hey, Jim, next time you shit on 80s songs and bring them up on YouTube, scroll down and read the comments. Most every song will have 10 or more asking, anyone still listening to this in 2023? Or like my comment if you're still listening in 2023. He goes, I think one person might have done this and now everyone else is, just so they can hear their fucking phone ding when someone likes or comments on their comment. No, I didn't know that. Is anyone still listening to this in 2023? I never read the fucking comments on YouTube. I can't. It's bad enough that I got to go search out a Was Not Was dinosaur song and see that it got 83 million views. I can't torture myself even more by reading the comments, but that's everybody jumps on. Is anyone still listening to this in 2023? And then someone's going to reply, I am. I still love this song. It brings me back to my youth. Eesh. Because remember all those douchebags? Remember everything was epic? Remember that one? Oh, my God. Epic night last night. Was it? What happened? You guys got drunk and went to a bunch of different bars? Wow, sounds real fucking epic. Epic dinner. What? How was the fucking dinner epic? Everybody was throwing that fucking word around forever. Epic night. Yeesh. You might have like 4 or 5 epic nights ever in your whole life. And I don't even think you'd even have one epic dinner in your life. Yeah, I don't see that around too much anymore, but everyone was throwing that, right? Epic night. All right. All fucking right. Who cares? Zane sent this in. He goes, Jim, you should consider doing a podcast focused on awful songs that are not just from the 80s. There's so much awful music out there that we all have to put up with on a daily basis. I keep hearing this song everywhere I go, and it's driving me crazy. I'd rather take a baseball bat to the head than hear this song one more time. Zane from Arizona. Now, I never fucking heard this song before. It's from a band called Tones and I, and the song is called Dance Monkey. Have you heard this?
Take my hands, my D, and look me in my eyes. Just like a monkey, I've been dancing my whole life. But you just beg to see me dance just one more time. Ooh, I sing to every time. And through my I like your style. You make me.
Thank God that fucking song is not on my radar. I've never heard that. I never want to hear it again. Holy shit, man. Thank God I don't live in this world where I would even come across this song. I've never heard of fucking Tones Eye, Dance Monkey. You know, the problem with doing a podcast about bad new songs is I would have to listen to all these shitty new songs. I know the ones from the 80s because they've been around for so long. I couldn't avoid them. So if I got to focus on new songs, I'll have to torture myself by listening to these new terrible pieces of shit. I just can't. I need some peace in my life. But just that I heard this Dance Monkey song, now I have that terrible fucking memory in my head. I mean, it actually sounds like a monkey wrote the song. This song sounds something like, a 10-year-old niece would come up with and sing at a family party. Everybody would be like, oh, wow, good song, Emily. Why don't you go and play with your cousins now? And be like, yeah, whatever. She's 7. What do you expect? But yeah, thank you. Thanks for never hearing that song. Now, this one Laura sent in, I have heard, and I remember this fucking song. She's like, Jim, I was in the grocery store right now, and I had to stop shopping to write this. Of course, they have easy listening music on instead of not having anything being played. The song playing right now is The Next Time I Fall in Love by Peter Cetera. Is someone hoping that this happens for them while shopping in the produce section? Enough with this shitty music, Laura. I remember this song. It's from the 80s. Peter Cetera used to be in this band, Chicago. He did a solo thing, and it's some fucking god-awful ballad. And she's right about that, about nobody is going to fall in love in the supermarket. You go in there with sweatpants, you look like shit. You're hurrying because, you got other shit to do that day, so nobody's going to be flirting with anybody while they're trying to figure out what frozen pizza is on sale this week. But goddamn, is that song bad. I mean, next time I fall in love. Is that the place you want to meet somebody in a supermarket? You're going to be checking out all the shit in their carts, right? The guy be like, she's got like tampons and fucking Midol in there and 3 bottles of wine. Wow. Ugh. She must have really bad PMS and a fucking drinking problem. And then she's looking in his car like, look at all the toilet paper in there. He must take 5 shits a day. Nobody needs any music in the stores. Nobody. You don't need it. It's not keeping people in there longer. Nobody enjoys it. Nobody's staying in the store to last long, to fucking hang out in there. You know, nobody's, husband is walking out of the store and he's not looking and his wife's behind him, and all of a sudden he goes out to the car and she's not there and he thinks she gets kidnapped. And she goes, no, I just wanted to hear the end of the Phil Collins Against All Odds song. I just need to hear the end of that because I love that song. So that's why I stayed in the store. I should have texted you and let you know, but I love that song. I didn't want to walk out without fucking hearing it again. Like I always said, their theory is they're playing music in a store, familiar music in a store that everyone's familiar with. That means you think you're in your own little personal space, and yet you're shopping in private because you know that Phil Collins song Against All Odds. So if you hear it while you're food shopping, or in the drugstore buying some personal stuff, you're going to think that you're by yourself and you're doing it in private. And you're in your own little world because you're comforted by that fucking song. And it's going to make you stay in there and buy more stuff. That's their reasoning behind it. That's the research they have that we need to have. I was just at the dentist the other day, and for once, they did not have the music on for some reason. It was fucking so great. It wasn't piped in with that fucking bullshit. They just didn't have it on. And it was just so peaceful. I don't care if I heard the drilling and shit like that, and I don't care. But it's just perfect. Okay, you're not in your own space. Okay, you're not at home. And like I've always said, when people buy shit on Amazon on their laptop or their phone, they don't have music playing in the background. They're not playing fucking, Thompson Twins, Hold Me Now, as they're ordering shit off of Amazon. Everyone still orders it, and they use it a lot, and all these fucking businesses are going out of business because nobody's going in the stores anymore to just buying packages off of there. It's easier. But they don't go, I gotta get, my kid's his birthday presents, and he likes this sports team. Let me go to their website and let me just check around, make sure they got the right size. I'm gonna go to Amazon, see if they got it first, and then I'll go to the team website. But first, let me put the 80's channel on, because that's gonna make me fucking feel like I'm in private, even though I'm in my kitchen by myself. The dumbest thing ever. The dumbest thing ever.